And so kind of going off of what we saw last year, what I'm expecting to see is a really physical football game, more defensive oriented than not. But Snowflake has they're making more big plays this year, and I think a couple of big plays will break this thing wide open.
Now, they were reliant upon those big plays a week ago, and that was, again, a tribute to the way that the Coyotes from Combs were defending them. Is that a good way to try to approach this when you got an offense or a defensive team that's able to kind of bottle up your station-to-station sorts of offense? Can you rely on those big plays?
Well, if I would prefer not to as a coach, because they feel like it's so inconsistent when you're going to be able to get them or not get them. And a lot of times you have to rely on the other team making a mistake in order to make one of those big plays. And so I would, as long as the defense shows up tonight, keeps Eastmark under 14 points, we make a couple of big plays, I think that'll hold through that way. But
counter to the reliance conversation, though, does Snowflake have the sort of skilled players that force mistakes?
I think that might be that's a pretty good argument. They just have so much speed across the board, obviously with Jacob LaDuke and Brenner Green in the backfield, but Christian Smith, Gian Jones, it's on and on. Anybody that they seem to throw the football to is a better than average athlete. So not sure what we got going on there.
Bagpipe intro was not on my bingo card.
Yeah, that's this is a first for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for all of you, I don't know if you can see, they got some.
It's got Kieran a shillelagh.
Yeah, some larger than normal sparklers, I guess I would call them, on one end, and we got fireworks going off on the other, and kind of a slow saunter coming out of their little.
What is being articulated when you slowly walk through the tunnel with the smoke and the fireworks and the bagpipes and the shillelagh?
It's either an awful lot of self-confidence or an awful lot of BS. I don't know. I don't know which one, but I guess we'll find that out in about 30 minutes.
That is why I love high school athletics. So the Eastmark Firebirds have taken the field with flair. We're going to see if the Lobos know about this and what they can dial up. As it's the number one Lobos, and Eastmark checks in the first rankings at 10. Which potential quarterfinal matchup, I guess, is one way you might look at that.
Yeah, potentially. If Snowflake stays in that one spot, they're looking 8-9s in that area. So
we do know that there is some, at least one, Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report that we can talk about. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game, as Liam Brewer has had to give up his number, as Chase White is now number 12. What is ailing Brewer?
I know he's got some surgery, and I just know that they're hoping to get him back for basketball. What it specifically is, I can't speak to, but I thought it was something with his arm.
Final 3 games of the season, gearing up for the postseason. We're going to have the last road game for you starting up after this. Show Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share? You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down!
But today, with Dr. Arnault and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Sholo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Lobos taking the field here, the #1 team in the 4A conference, playing their final road game. As you look at the way that the season started, my concern, I don't know if it was right or not, but it seemed like it was all very front-loaded. Concern coming out of the trenches when they were trying to replace so many players on the offensive and defensive lines. Now, as the season's played out, Mike Brogan, it looks like you got more tough games than you had at the beginning. And really, you got like 8 or 9 teams on the Lobos schedule that are likely going to be in the playoffs with this expanded format. How do you think this sets up? How do you think this is getting them ready for the second season in the playoffs?
Well, we played a really similar schedule last year in girls basketball. I think we played 13 of the top 15 PowerPoint teams, and what it does is it just gets you ready to see all styles. You can't let down, so it kind of primes you for being able to be competitive for full 48 minutes of the football game and things like that. So I think playing is definitely a better teacher than practice, walkthroughs, film, and all of that type of stuff. So
they have faced so many different varying styles of play. Can we go back to that Coconino game when the offensive line was trying to gel? 8 sacks allowed. Didn't see anything like that until last week against Combs. What do you think of the offensive line in particular and Jacob LaDuke? Because you're taking a look at the coin toss here. The Lobos have won and elected to defer. But go back to the question, what do the offensive line and quarterback need to do to make sure that they are going to not have any sort of negativity following them after having watched LaDuke have a pretty tough day?
Yeah, I think, it's been fun to kind of watch them improve week to week to week. They just get better and better. But I know in talking to a few people, they tried a new blocking scheme last week a little bit, trying to prepare for some things that they may see in the future. So, they kind of struggled through that a little bit, but came away with a win. Be interested to see if they're going to go back to some of those old blocking schemes and some things like that tonight. But
Coach Reddick had told us also, I'm sorry to interrupt, but he had speculated that the likelihood that they face another defense as talented as Combs is pretty slim.
Yeah, Combs was impressive on the defensive end. I thought they were probably the best defensive team that we've played all year.
Firebirds are on the field. They got dark hats. I'm going to call that burnt orange tops and white pants. Lobos wearing chrome hats, white tops, gray pants. As McCoy's going to come out and tee it up at the 40. Again, Lobos won the toss and elected to defer. McCoy had a tough game, especially from the point after look. And Coach Solomon, who's not able to be with us, was wondering if he might be battling through a little bit of an injury. And let's see how he's shaped up here. Also going to be playing on a natural surface for just the second time this season. as this is the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at NPC. Your hometown school pay you the lowest tuition in the state, and you can pursue 4-year degrees in both education and business. As there, the opening kick is returned and fumbled, and Snowflake is responding as if it is recovered, and the officials agree.
Well, you couldn't have a better start there to kick it away and get it back at the 30, 25-ish, 30-ish. Really good way to start the football game here.
Kyson Lunt was the return man who had fumbled it, and there the official is signaled again to make this Lobo ball. Brimhall was there initially to get the stop, perhaps forced the fumble. Didn't see who recovered it, but the Lobos had some big special team plays, especially on the defensive side last week, and here we are 5 seconds into the ball game, and special teams says it's not done.
Yeah, well, we have 3 block kicks last week, and now we get a fumble recovery on a kickoff, so that's a good sign.
So out comes the offense after winning the toss and deferring to the second half. LaDuke got Green behind him in the pistol. A little bit of a movement here from the linebacking core, and the Firebirds look as if they want to start crowding a little bit. Suspicious that this is probably going to be a running play, and now here comes the option. Toss to the near side, looking for some blocking help from the receivers. Not an awful lot going as a huge hit is delivered. Big punishing blow is administered by one of the Firebirds, as that was, I think it was Preston Wunderlich. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. No, Maximo Cano.
Looked the corner got him stood up a little bit, and the safety came in and finished him off. It's good team tackle.
That's a 2-yard gain, though, for Green. Lobos trying the option first. Now they fake the toss, throw this underneath. Willis catches immediately, but dropped. Gets it inside the 20. As right now the whistles are stopping it in play. Oh, it's incomplete.
It's incomplete. Must have been poked out by the safety as he made the tackle there. But
so 2nd and 8. If you're just joining us, the Lobos won the toss, deferred, kicked it, forced a fumble, but have now had 2 plays that involved awfully spirited defense from the Firebirds, and now Snowflake's center has been told to vacate the position. As another comes in to replace, let's keep an eye on how this develops, as right now it's an empty backfield for LaDuke. 5 receivers with 2 coming to the short side, including Green and Jones. Jones and Green confer, make sure that they're on the same page. As now it's again going to be a designed run for LaDuke. Hurries to the near side where he had some extra blockers, but there's not an awful lot going.
That sure makes you think that they were planning on going for this on 4th down, and I think they're trying to gain 3 or 4 on that, cut that in half. But
Rodriguez there for the stop. 4th down and 6, and as you suspected, pistol formation. 2 receivers going to the left side, including Rabin. You got Willis and Smith split outside and wide. Lots of time on the play clock as Jones is now coming over to make sure. It's a pretty noisy crowd here for the Firebirds as the clock ticks under 10 seconds. There's the snap. Drop this one off underneath where it's deflected and now intercepted. Taken down the near sideline where LaDuke is able to pull him out of bounds. As that there with the interception was Preston Wunderlich. Pass was a little bit too tall for Green, and he deflected it right over to Wunderlich.
yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a sideline warning over there.
So the teams exchange turnovers here in the first quarter. Good field position after the return for the Firebirds. 10:23 to go in the first, no score. And you got the big Dane Silver, who's out there looking like Brody Smith. Gonna go under center, single back behind him, as he's got 1 receiver going out to the far side. Turn and give, trying to run to the right. Gets a little bit of a hole to run through, as there on the carry is Varani.
Yeah, just kind of a heavy line set, tight end on the right. Put the running back and one of the wideouts on the right, and just tried to outnumber Snowflake over on that right-hand side. Just kind of old-fashioned power football.
Picks up 3. We were talking about how it looked as if Eastmark hadn't run very many plays, but then we compared it. The Lobos had only run a few more. Right now, offset pistol on either side. Silver, as there's a high snap, brings it down. Verani runs to up the middle, and that gets to the midfield marker, and then has another surge to get toward the 45, and a huge pickup of 11 yards and a first down here for the Firebirds.
Again, just a good job by the offensive line holding their blocks. Snowflake interior line had a tough time getting off those blocks and able to get that running back freed up till he got back into the defensive backfield.
Alternating turnovers has the Firebirds now with possession in Snowflake territory. 1st and 10, 9:22 to go. Handoff again, Verani again serpentines up the middle. Now cuts it to the outside, close to a 9-yard gain where he fumbles the football. It's loose. And Eastmark saying that it fell on it. It looks as if Snowflake's reluctantly in agreement. But 2 fumbles here in the first quarter, and a 9-yard gain for Zayden Verani gives him 23 on 3 carries. The Lobos are going to have to figure that one out.
I don't know who that was that punched that out. I think was that I couldn't see who it was. That was Irving King over on that side. I think got a hand on the football and poked it out of there.
Again going offset with the pistol. Zayden Verani, who has 23 yards on 3 carries, is deep. He's going to get another call. Met at the line of scrimmage, but continues to keep the puppies going, but stopped at the line of scrimmage, 3rd and short.
Well, on the last play, they had some penetration and just missed the tackle at kind of the point of attack there. Much better job this time. And with that fumble, though, it's still 3rd down, so they got a chance to get a stop here. Force a 4th down.
I suspect, though, much like we had already seen, that this is 4-down territory.
I would be surprised.
New running back. I can't see who that is, but man in motion to the near side. Instead, they're going to come with Silver to the near side, looking to drop this one off underneath where he's got it caught to Cano. He's going to run this one toward the 30, picks up 5 yards and a first down.
Just a nice design to roll out to the left. They got 3 wideouts over here and just kind of layered him. Somebody comes open on that, it's a pretty standard zone.
I did not remember this much pageantry the last time we covered a game here at Eastmark.
No.
First down train whistle. Has it now at the 34-yard line of the Lobos, 7:41 to go in the first, no score, but trying to capitalize on a turnover. Turn and give Verani, this time tries the right side, but is stopped after a 1-yard gain.
A good job there. Yeah, good penetration there by the Snowflake defensive line, and Nicholas came up, met him at the line of scrimmage, and Woodside finished him off.
Lots of players shuttling in and out as Eastmark doesn't huddle, but the Lobos have a chance to substitute if they choose. They do not. Empty backfield for Silver, who just completed his first pass. And now coming off the right side to join him in the backfield is Brent Glover. He runs out on the wheel route. They're trying to get a hand up, but not able to prevent the pass from being completed, though a flag comes out late.
That looks like that's going to be an ineligible man downfield. A couple of those 76 and 51 look like they were downfield a little bit. Or it's another sideline warning, I guess. That's the ineligible receiver. Like we talked about last week, those offensive linemen only got about a yard buffer, and so a lot of these plays are designed to be run or pass, and kind of the quarterback makes the decision at that handoff point. And so it's a little hard on those linemen at times they release a little too early.
Eastmark has a massive sideline. I estimate
there's
50 70,
kids, right?
maybe at least 50. And they're bringing players out on just about every play as this one moves them behind the sticks, 2nd down and 14. Still with a lot of receivers out there. Single back on the right of Silver as he takes a short drop, looks to the far sideline and whips this one out of bounds.
Yeah, pretty good pressure on that off that the defense's left end there by Ziggy Olberg. He was able to get in and kind of force that wide throw.
Now we watched Snowflake after it had recovered a fumble on the opening kick, opted to go for a running play on 3rd and 8. The suspicion was that they were trying to set it up for a 4th down. opportunity. Do you see the same thing happening here for the Firebirds with 6:51 to go in the first quarter? No score.
Looks like they're going to go 5 wideouts here. They lined up in this earlier, and I thought Snowflake didn't get over the top with the third receiver. And I'm wondering if they're going to look at that and maybe take advantage of it. But
empty backfield. Silver doesn't run an awful lot. This time he drops all the way back, pressured, moves up in the pocket. Now he's going to run out to the right side, dive over the 30, and does a good job of picking up a big chunk of those needed yards. It's going to set up 4th down in the neighborhood of 5.
Yeah, he's a pretty good athlete there when he took off. I mean, he's a big kid. He's got to be 6'4"-ish, right?
Oh, at least.
Yeah, and he was expecting him to be a little slower than.
He's listed at 6'5", 220, and I'm buying it.
Yeah, you could convince me of that pretty easily. He looks, well, number 8's a pretty big old kid there too, but he looks like one of the bigger kids out there on the offensive side.
He only gained 7. So it's just inside the 30, 4th down and 7.
Under 10 on the play clock here.
Difficult to try to pick up as far as down and distance goes. Now it's just 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and it looked like Eastmark was moving toward the official and will use its first timeout. 5:56 to go. It's been an eventful first few minutes of the ball game, but no score as yet. Big 4th down play after this. It's Show Low Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Oh. Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
No score, 5:56 left in the first quarter. Again, if you're late joining us, you've missed an awful lot. There is a fumble on the opening kick after the Lobos won and deferred. Snowflake was 4 and out. The last play was an interception that was returned to the 40-yard line. Have the Firebirds able to move the chains twice, but then went behind the chains with an illegal man downfield. Sets up this 4th and 7 where there's again an empty backfield. Lobos are probably going to have to keep a spy on this big runner as they were in the same formation, and he was able to take it around the right side and pick up needed 7 yards. Now he's going to run out of the pocket, goes along the far side, and eventually spun out of bounds as it looked like he was trying to use that 6'5" frame and lunge for the yard marker. But a great job there on the stop by a couple of different Lobos. Reed and Irvin King were there.
Yeah,
King, the last of which had to fight through a pretty good block to get the stop.
It looked like Snowflake was running a zone behind it, and they ran it. Looked like a man play with some crossers and things like that. None of them came open, and he was a little hesitant to get out to that edge.
So the Lobos turnover doesn't cost them anything except field position. 5:48 to go, first quarter, no score. Come back out the pistol with Green and LaDuke in the backfield. Go right to Green, comes to the near side, looking for some holes to open, but not much does. Still, he's able to twist and turn his way to the 30 to pick up 4.
Just pretty good flow from the Eastmark defense. Again, kind of what we saw earlier in the year with those stretch handoffs running outside.
Lobos going tempo. 2nd and 6 already at the line of scrimmage with 3 receivers going out to the left, including Rabin, who's just off the line. Jones got some safety help watching him after he had a big day with big plays, one of which was negated by a hold. After hurrying to the line, Snowflake slows it down a little bit, fake the handoff, and now go to the far side where there's a wide open Christian Smith, but the pass was too tall.
Yeah, good look out there. They had him open kind of in between the corner and the safety, and the ball just floated a little bit.
Well, I think LaDuke couldn't believe that there was nobody over there guarding him as he went to offer to Green and then saw that there was nobody rotating over there on the far sideline. So now they're going to put a corner directly on Smith.
Yeah, and you can tell defensive formation, they're committed to not letting Gian beat him deep.
Drop back, pump fake, and again throw this one toward the far sideline where there's an miscommunication and incomplete. So LaDuke 0 for his first 4 with an interception. And now facing 4th and 6 deep in their own territory. This is almost certainly going to bring out the punting LaDuke.
Yeah, we'll see.
They did catch us all off guard with a fake last week.
Well,
as they got 3 receivers out there
That fake will probably buy them a free punt or two, that everyone will be more leery of that fake.
There's nobody back for the Firebirds. Eastmark is not buying it, as now LaDuke sets it up with Green in front. Got 8 seconds on the play clock, lots of time, and there's a flinch on the left side of the line, and there come the flags. Linemen were down in their position for an awfully long time. As that'll move them back to a point where one questions whether Dan Campbell would even consider going for it on 4th down here. 5 minutes to go. Again, Eastmark is just not buying it. Now they're starting to move people back a little bit, as there's a pretty good kick off of LaDuke's foot, bounces at the 40 straight up into the air, and then continues to take Eastmark bounces, so they're going to start right around the same position of the field where the Firebirds had it last. No score. We're expecting a little bit of a defensive showcase. That's what we got.
Yeah, and it's one of those games, I think defensively both teams are pretty competitive, and so you get things like a penalty, a miss, you miss an open receiver, and it kind of kills your drive.
Zayden Verami was good for 23 yards on his first 3 carries, just 1 on the next 2. He comes out back in the pistol. Also have Glover out there as Silver starts changing a few things potentially as he approaches 4 down linemen for the Lobos here to start the second possession. Tots this one back on a flea flicker. Not a lot of help there, so he's going to send this one up for Willis to potentially run underneath. Don't think that his receivers were expecting that bit of chicanery.
No, and that sure looked like a throwaway to me, but I guess if you're going to throw it away, that's the way to do it.
And so many people have started going into that well a little bit. Doesn't seem like no, he's got a few.
It looks like Eastmark's just going to kind of try to spread out this Snowflake defense and just some short 4 or 5 yard throws on those little outs and little sit down routes, curls, and things like that. But
3rd down and 6 after the gain of 4. Lunt comes in motion right to left. Nice pocket there as they wing it out to him after he went in motion, but the pass was behind him and injured. Seems as if he's getting hurried up a little bit.
I've always, high school football, it seems like high school to execute that consistently, I think.
Willis back to receive a punt that was pressured, couldn't get to it, as now he runs in on that one. Rabin's also in the neighborhood, and then it takes a huge Eastmark bounce, which is responding as if Snowflake had touched it, but the official is going to say hold the phone. It'll just be pretty deep territory here for the Lobos. They're going to start this one on their own 15 with 3:53 to go. First quarter in behind his quarterback, but seemingly shaded a bit to his right as he turns and gives it, now moving from the right to the left. Runs through one tackler in the backfield and now zigs his way back to the far side. Has a first down. He's over at the 40. Outrunning 2 men now into Eastmark territory out to the 40.
Oh my goodness, he had another gear there when he got to the outside. Again, that run was meant to come to the right. He got out pretty good contain. He cut it back through and just outrun everybody for about 30 or 40 yards, and safety was able to run him down there at the end.
42 yards before Hawkins was able to get him on the stop. And he says again, Radio Man, I got your tough night right here, as he again bounces out to the left, gets along the 35 before he's eventually forced out of bounds. But that one once again looked as if he was going to get stopped around the line of scrimmage and winds up gaining positive yardage to the tunes of a gain of 4.
Yeah, and it's a little different defense from what we're used to seeing. They got 5 defensive backs, which makes it a little harder for those offensive linemen to get out and block. And so they got some free runners coming from the secondary, or at least those safety spots.
3:04 to go in the first, no score, but the Lobos back in Eastmark territory for the first time since they'd recovered the fumble on the initial kick. Got Rabin now moving off betwixt both Willis and Smith. Jones alone on the far side as now Willis goes in motion in that direction. They're going to fake the toss to him. No, they did give him the toss as he turns the corner as he's toward the yard marker, very close to a first down.
Yeah, one of those newfangled pass plays, right? The guy comes in motion, quarterback just kind of pops the ball up to him. It turns it into a pass play instead of a run, but in essence it's just a sweep, right?
Wunderlich got him just shy of the yard marker. So third down now and less than a yard. Green in the pistol. As again, it got it spread out with 4 receivers, including Rabin right off the line on the right. Turn and give Green. The snap kind of took LaDuke to his left, but he's still able to turn and give, and Green is going to be able to do just enough, it seems, to move the chains. And it looked like he gained 2.
Yeah, I don't know how that's not a first down. I mean,
there, they moved it.
We got an injured Firebird.
This is a Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. As I think that is Calvin Nguyen.
Well, and this first quarter is kind of turning out like we thought it would, a defensive battle. I think it's going to be a big night of 4-yard runs.
So that was Nguyen on the tackle. It didn't seem as if any of his joints got twisted in an unnatural direction.
I'm wondering when he went down, his helmet popped off. I think one of the Snowflake players landed on his head, and it kind of removed the helmet, or it might have been one of his own players.
Oh, well, it might have got a little kick from one of his own players.
Yeah, I think he may have just got beat up a little bit.
So he hops off. He's going to have to take a play off. It's 1st and 10 for Snowflake. 31-yard line of Eastmark, 2:36 left here in the first. No score. Lobos huddled up on their sideline and now break as they have Jones all alone, but there's the safety's not even pretending. He's essentially running into double coverage.
They're not disguising it. They're making no bones about it.
Reedhead now just moved. Oh, and now we got another false start. As it again seemed as if it was on a snap.
Yeah, and I don't know if they were running that jet sweep kind of play back this way, or if that was just going to be a quarterback sweep with the 2 motion guys out leading it. But we seem to run into these problems on some of the road games early in the year. Just a little flat executions, a little tough to come by early.
Now they got Smith lined up where Jones was, and again they got safeties lurking as this time it's swung out in the backfield, caught by Green, but he is met immediately. Doesn't seem as if he's able to gain the 5 yards lost on the penalty, but if they're going to continue to try to run these lateral passing plays, the Lobo wide receivers are going to have to start picking up a hat.
Yeah, and I think, again, they're running a 4-2 and 5 DBs, and so and everybody's running really well. Linebackers, safeties are running to the football really well for Eastmark, so wideouts going to have to block a little better, as you said.
Lindstrom was there to get the stop. 1.5 minutes to go. 2nd and 10 after the penalty. Start the option, going to the far side. Low toss is going to prevent Green from accelerating, and hopping onto his back with a quickness is Colin Robinson.
Yeah, I think Jacob's got to push that edge a little bit more. The defensive end was able to kind of show on Jacob and then get out to the pitch man as well. So he's probably got to push that up the field one more step or they got to get out a little wider to execute that a little better. But
final minute. This is an awful lot like the first possession here for the Lobos, as they are facing 3rd and 7 from just inside the 30. Turn and give Green as he is being extended, but now he turns the corner, nearly takes a man for a ride as he gets inside the 25, picks up 5. It's going to set up 4th down and short.
Yeah, it looks like they're, about 2 yards short of that. Again, that's just that off-tackle stretch play that we saw so much earlier in the season.
4th down and a long 2. Hurrying to the line here with 28 seconds to play in the first. There's no score. The Lobos trying to extend a drive that is right now featured a 42-yard run from Green. Lots of time on the play clock as it's running just about stride for stride with the game clock. 14 seconds to play. Now with the shotgun snap, LaDuke has to run away from one man. Now tries to cut back to the left. It's going to be all dependent upon the spot, which right now seems favorable.
He's short.
No, they're walking alongside the 20, just inside it, or I should say outside it. Eastmark right now is insisting that it has got the turnover on downs, but the official wants to bring the chains out to measure. Lindstrom there with the stop. Does it get the ball back is the question with 5 ticks on the game clock here in the first quarter,
Yeah,
which has already featured
take a
so
timeout?
many.
I've never seen teams leave the field on
Oh, no,
measurement.
the official asked for the in a timeout as you want the measure? There you go.
Yeah, like I said, I've never seen. Well, be interesting.
All right, they're going to stretch it. It looked as if Snowflake, I thought, needed to get to the 20, so this is way short. About a half a yard short. So Eastmark with the stop. And again, credit some penetration into the backfield that prevented LaDuke from going in the direction that he wanted to. He had to cut it back to his left and wound up running right into a would-be tackler that was able to get him about a foot short. There you see, blowing the play up as it was trying to come to the right side, funneling him back into three defenders was Eli Falagrady. So no score as now Eastmark comes back out for the third time. That does not count the opening fumble, as there's split backs on either side of Dane Silver, who's 2 for 5 for 9 yards. He's also run for 7. Handoff is forced to come back to the near side, as that was Zayden Varami, who's had most of the work sent toward him, and I don't know if he gained anything, maybe a yard, as that's the final play of the first. There's no score going into the second. It's Show Low Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving you a chance to win premium tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. Win 2 tickets, a stay at the MGM Grand, and $1,000 cash. Every customer gets an entry. Insured customers get 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, and you could be headed to the National Finals Rodeo.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you. Woohoo!
Come on down to Horn Auto Center, where it's no trick and all treat.
Come check out this spooktacular deal on this Jeep Gladiator with just 2,000 miles and priced under $52,000.
Or fall into the 2025 Toyota Tundra with only 20,000 miles and priced right at $52,000.
Come check out all these spooktacular deals before they disappear.
Horn Auto Center, the Chevy Cadillac GMC store that saves you more.
Kicking off the second quarter. When you want to kick off your college education, you should do so at Northland Pioneer College. It's your hometown college. They'll charge you the lowest tuition in the state, and you can pursue a bachelor's degree in education and business. Second down and essentially 10. As here's a shotgun snap, which will be given way to Varami. He's trying to find a hole to run through on the right side. Gains 2.
Hayden Nichols is coming up from the linebacker spot again. I think he's been in on 3/4 of the tackles again tonight. So. But again, I think tonight's going to be an awful lot of 3- and 4-yard runs, and which offense is patient enough to take what they're given and not make, a false start, an ineligible receiver downfield. You lose those 5 or 6, 10 yards on a penalty, it certainly makes it difficult, on the offense to get a first down and keep the drive moving.
Receivers going out to the far side include Maximo Cano, as he has been targeted once. Lots of work going laterally for both of these quarterbacks thus far, as Silver from the gun drops back. Again, has some pocket held up there as he's going to throw this one up top where it's grabbed by Lunt, and he should have enough for a first down, as that's good for a 15-yard pickup.
Yeah, really good job. Lunt kind of found the hole in the zone, if you will, just behind the linebacker in front of the corner. Did a really good job getting both his feet down.
Moves the chains out to the 41. 11:05 to go. Second quarter, no score, but a big pickup there, as that's one of 2 double-digit plays that they're able to gain. As now a flag comes out after ball was snapped. Trying to keep his feet moving, Varami does so as he approaches midfield, but this seems as if it's probably going to be a procedure.
Yeah, some sort of formation issue.
Got a bad shift.
2 guys in motion, or so if 2 guys go in motion, they both have to get set for a second before the snap. So a lot of times you'll see someone go in motion, an offensive lineman will be kind of settling in his spot. That makes both of those players then have to get set before they can move on with the play, or before they can snap it.
First down and 15 after the penalty. Moving Brady McQueen now off to the right side of the line. Hunt going to come over with 3 receivers wide left. As Varami's in the backfield with Silverstown, switches over to his left. 5 seconds on the play clock as Silver still waiting for the snap. Asks for it with 2, gives to Varami, comes to the near side, runs through 1 tackler, gets the yards back after the turnover, sets up 2nd down and 9. Or I beg your pardon, the penalty.
Yeah, Irvin King did a pretty good job coming up and kind of filling and just wasn't able to get him to the ground. He just kind of threw a shoulder in there. I'd like to see him wrap up on that, but the rest of the Snowflake defense got there to hold him to a 6-yard gain.
Last 2 plays from scrimmage have gone for 15 and 6 yards. Kind of big chunks here against the Lobo defense as there's another shotgun snap, fake the handoff. This one's thrown low as Cano has to go down and get it and is going to be brought down after a 1-yard gain. Get a good delivery. It's just a little bit preventing one of the playmakers from catching it in stride. Saw that on the option play with Snowflake on the previous possession, and that time Cano just had to go down and get it. Allowed Jones to get up there and get him.
Yeah, Jones really quick, right? Like he kind of looked like he got shot out of a cannon a little bit there.
Does gain 1.
Yeah, like you said, that low throw kind of stole all his momentum. And
3rd down and 7. Approaching midfield, so one wonders if this is 4-down territory. All the way to the sideline and then back is Glover as he settles up in the slot on the right. Cano now comes in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Drop this one off underneath, but they're waiting for him. A series of Snowflake tacklers. He gains 1 yard to set up 4th and 6.
Yeah, really good flow there from the Snowflake defense. They fake the handoff to him, and sometimes you have a tendency to kind of go away from the guy after the ball's been faked to him, but Snowflake did a really good job holding their positions and then running to the ball and making that tackle.
Jacob Proano is coming out to punt. Back to receive is Christian Smith.
They almost got to the last
Coulter
punt.
Willis, I beg your pardon. He was pressured as he got a good snap, and again pressure coming from the near side, but he gets it away, a knuckleball. Willis has this one go right between his legs, nearly recovered there by Eastmark, but falling on that one is Rabin.
Well, I don't know if Willis took his eyes off it a little bit, but he did a really good job coming back and not giving up on the play, and was basically able to knock 31 off of the ball, which allowed Rabin to come back and recover that thing. So good hustle, I guess, saved the day for him on that one.
I don't think he's ever had to field a punt that had that little rotation.
Yeah, we could see it really well from here. That thing knuckled like you're not used to seeing those, especially on punts.
So lots of green in front of the Lobos here for the first possession in the second quarter. 8:23, no score. Starting this one on the 5. It's going to be a design run for LaDuke. Runs over a couple of tacklers and gets across the 10. Good run there of 7 on 1st down.
Yeah, so they took Green and moved him out of the backfield, put him on the edge that time, took one of the linebackers out of the middle. Just were able to create a little gap there for LaDuke to get through.
2nd down and 3. Might as well try to do that again. Trying to get a little bit of space away from the goal line. This time we'll go with Green. Oh, he pulls it back. He's going to run this one to the right side. Well defended, but he's going to get tripped up. Those stay on his feet, continuing to extend along the sideline, but eventually forced out of bounds. I don't know if he gained anything.
Yeah, be interested to see what they spot that.
Well, he gained a yard. Bowman there with the stop for the Firebirds as it makes it 3rd down. Well, he gained more than a yard. He gained 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they come up. Oh, no, there's something going on with LaDuke walking to the other sideline. Oh, he must be communicating with the wideouts here.
Go with the pistol on 3rd and an inch. Go to Green as he bounces it to the right side, forces his way over the 20. He needed a very little bit of yardage, and he wound up gaining 4.
Yeah, just a straight ahead power run there by Green. I think they kind of zone block and let him kind of pick the hole on that.
Send it out to the 21. 3 receivers to the near side on the left. Now Rabin stands up as they're taking a look at the sideline. Going to change things up. Still lots of time on the clock as Smith and Willis were going in motion to the right side, but now Smith slams on the brakes. He's going to come back wide left. So you got 2 on either side. with Green now also on the left. Willis gets the toss, looking for some blockers as it's well read again by the Firebirds, so he's forced to serpentine toward the 25 and winds up gaining a yard.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little seam there, and I thought he found it and turned upfield and was going to go, and then tried to cut it back out. And pretty well defended there by Eastmark. There was a number of defenders in there.
This guy's got 7 games of tape, you know.
Yeah.
You can see both of these coaching staffs have come very well prepared. Clock ticking towards 6 minutes to go until halftime. There's still no score. 2nd and 9 for the Lobos. This drive started on the 5. Green back in the pistol as there's a wide snap. That's the second time it's gone in that direction. LaDuke can only fall on it to save the possession. That snap has been angling to his left here for the last 2 possessions. That's a big loss. Loss of 7.
Yeah, that's going to put him in 3rd and 16 or so.
They're calling it. Oh, that was a loss of close to 10. Now a high snap. LaDuke's able to go up and get it. Got a pocket that's holding up now as he's going to throw this one up for grabs, going to the near sideline where it's called in. Nope, incomplete. He did everything he could to give, I think that was Willis, the intended man. Taking a look at the replay, is into double coverage. No, it was Smith. Smith elevated quite a bit, but again, double coverage made it difficult for him to haul it in.
Yeah, kind of hung up in the air enough that safety was able to get over and make a play on that.
Nobody back again for the Firebirds. Short snap here as LaDuke is able to step into it, kick it over the 50, takes a huge Lobo roll over the 30, and will stop at the 27. So that turns the field around a bit. But here come the Firebirds with 5 minutes and 11 seconds left, 2 timeouts. Snowflake won the toss, you recall, and elected to defer. So if the Lobos are able to get a quick stop, they will have all 3 of their timeouts and an opportunity to bookend halftime with some points. But right now, both sides just trying to string together some first downs. Forget about the points. There's not been a lot of chain movement.
No, outside of a long run by Green, it's a whole lot of 1 to 5 yard plays.
Eastmark was starting to pick up yards in chunks on the last possession as their give to Varami is not going to go anywhere but backwards. Loss of 1.
Olberg and Nichols again on that play, and just really good penetration again. Yeah, Nichols is just really, play recognition is really good, and when he decides to go, he goes and gets that ball carrier pretty quick.
2nd and 11. Eastmark moving some personnel around as Lunt, who's been one of the targeted receivers at 19 yards, now moves it off to the left. Cano, the other one. He's got 7 on 3 catches. Silver from the shotgun, got Varami behind him in the pistol, fake the handoff. Now here comes some pressure. He's able to run around that one. Now pressure coming over to the near sideline where it's dropped off for Cano and caught, and enough for a first down. It looked like Olberg was being pretty aggressively held, but there's no flags on the play.
Yeah, there's not been very many live ball penalties tonight. I don't think we've had a holding call or anything else. Everything's been false starts and things like that. But
well, they got this one. There we go. There's the signal. 1st and 10, 4:23 to go. Eastmark with possession, as that's now 6 of 9 for 37 yards for Dane Silver. His last 4 have been completed, where he's able to get 32 of those 37 yards. He'll again have Varami in the pistol. 2 receivers going wide left, single man on the near side, I believe is Cano. Snowflake initially shows pressure on the right of the line. Instead, give to Varami as they back off. He bounces off a tackler before being brought down at the 40.
Olberg again on that tackle. Snowflake just did a really good job. Hold everyone, all the defensive linemen kind of won at the line of scrimmage, or at least held all the gaps. He kept bouncing, looking for a place to go, and just there wasn't any.
Under 4 minutes to play. As Eastmark again not huddling, but sure is moving everybody around. Glover now wide left. Cano and Lunt on the right side. Got McQueen making sure they're going to line up correctly. I don't know if they're doing it. Well, there's no flag as Silver pressured again by Olberg. He's able to run away from that one. Now find Lund underneath, caught at the 50, and then forced out of bounds at the 45. Explain to me how that wasn't an illegal formation, as they had two players covering up the tight end. Doesn't one of them have to move back?
Yeah, someone has to be off the line. Yeah, I would love to see that formation again, but a pretty good job quarterback rolling out to the right. And they just find that hole in that zone, and they really shorten that throw up with that. I don't know if that's a rollout or if it's he's getting pressured and just kind of moving that way a little bit. But
they are forcing both of these Snowflake ends to come out pretty wide. It's allowing Silver to move up in the pocket and then find somebody who's been able to get open against the Snowflake zone. As there in motion goes Cano. Short drop Silver. Throws this one underneath where it's caught but immediately dropped. There on the reception was McQueen.
Yeah, just a quick short throw there. It's a kind of good way to gain about 4 or 5 yards.
8 of 11 now for 56 yards is Silver. They're in Snowflake territory, 2:55 to go. Second quarter, no score, but right now Eastmark has been able to put together the more composed drives offensively. Trips to the near side. Lunt wide out. You got right off the line in the slot there, Cano, as Silver from the gun. Again, drops back, looking to his right, into traffic, able to whip that one in there to Glover. Flag is on the play. That's actually Hayes Moulton who is there with the catch.
I don't know what this play could be. This, hands to the face.
Personal foul called on Snowflake. We, of course, don't get an explanation, but that'll put 15 yards at the end of the play.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I don't know if maybe someone got their hands up into a face mask or something.
They're taking a look as they're walking off a bunch of yards. We'll see after this play potentially, as this has moved it into the red zone. Is there a handoff? Varami bounces out to the right side, still upright as a flag comes out, and this feels like it's definitely going to be a makeup call for something, because there's been more egregious holds that have gone ignored.
Yeah, there were 2 or 3 holds right in the middle of that, that line. So
Nichols there with the stop. That personal foul was huge. See if we can give you a replay of the play where that personal foul was called from a different angle. Here it is.
They think the kid who grabbed, I don't know who that was on the end, kind of grabbed the back of the helmet maybe?
Well, the 10-yard holding flag moves it back to the 25. Under 2 minutes to go in the second. There's no score, but the Firebirds are threatening. Trying to set this up again without a huddle, as there's only 3 seconds on the play clock, and now a timeout taken by Eastmark's sideline with 1 minute and 49 seconds to go. First down and 20 coming up. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC, Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
After Eastmark uses its second timeout, 1st and 20 from the 25. Varami with the give as he stumbles his way over the 25, but well defended there up front by the Lobos. So set up now 2nd down, and they're calling it 20.
Yeah, Hayden Nichols again getting through and making that play right at the line of scrimmage.
34 yards on 11 carries. Eastmark right now very deliberate in getting to the line of scrimmage with 1 minute and 23 seconds to go. Only one more timeout. This would be somewhere in the neighborhood of a 42-yarder. As now another whistle stops play.
I don't know why they get to send a player off and then get the shot clock, the play clock to reset, sorry.
Well,
that time of the season.
New center, though. As the clock approaches 1 minute, Cano in motion right to left behind the line. They fake the handoff. Now go underneath where it's caught, but brought down after a gain of 5-ish. Oh, gain of 10, I beg your pardon. We're not very high up.
So you're back 3rd and 10 here, and the clock's under 40 seconds, so almost feels like they're going to be happy with a field goal attempt here to run at the end of the half.
This again would be somewhere around 30, 32. 30 seconds here. You'd think they're going to throw one into the end zone. Got receivers on either side, including 2 right. Varami's next to Silver, 20 seconds. As he gets the shotgun snap, pocket holds, looking to the near side, throws this one underneath where it's caught, lunging for the goal line, but stopped short. Gain of 14, hurrying to the line of scrimmage now. Lunt there with the stop as they spike that one with 6 seconds left. Eastmark has a timeout.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Well, they signaled Snowflake took the timeout. That don't make no sense.
Well, the clock was going to stop on the...
They just announced timeout Snowflake. Well, we'll figure this out. 6 seconds to go. Show Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day.
2nd down and goal from the 1. Got a timeout so they can run one play here. Varami goes to the left. He's in the end zone for the score. Comfort Fit Dentures touchdown from 1 yard out. And the Lobos got an awful lot to think about after the offense just went 74 yards over 5 minutes to punch it in. And Snowflake's offense has been limited here throughout the first half.
Yeah, just a full backfield. They had three running backs in there. They just run an off-tackle play to the left, and awfully hard to stop, 1 yard.
Got some interesting movement off the sideline as many of the offensive players are coming out for this extra point, and it does look like they're going for 2. Lobos have their defensive unit out there, but are going to take a second timeout. Try to make sure that they are going to keep this to a 6-0 deficit, or at least force Eastmark to rethink this 2-point conversion. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain sports.
So you noticed, Mike, that there were only 3 seconds on the play clock when that timeout was taken.
Yeah, I would have bet you money that it was Eastmark who took the timeout, but the official certainly didn't agree with me. I don't know.
A scoreboard operator as well. So Eastmark will have a timeout remaining. They're going to move the football to the far hash.
That tells you they're for sure going for it. But they'll roll that quarterback out here to the right side maybe.
He's got receivers on the short side. Now Cano comes in motion to the near side, looking in this direction with the passes. It's thrown at the line. There, it's going to be a well-defended play by King as he knocks it away to keep the score 6-0. 3 seconds to go in the half. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at NPC. You'll pay the lowest tuition in the state. It's your hometown school that offers bachelor's degrees in education and business. The Lobos, with very little offense to talk about. Got LaDuke, who is 3 for 8 for 10 yards. Green has 65 yards. 42 of them came on 1 carry. This is the first time we have seen Eastmark's kicking game. Green looks like he's one of the players back to receive this one. After Willis had fumbled the punt, they're going to kick it in his direction, and it might not stay in bounds. It does not. So Lobos will get it with an opportunity to heave.
Yeah, that ought to bring it out to the 35 or the 40. In high school, I don't remember.
They want him to do it again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
move it back to the 35. So now Green and Smith standing on their 10.
Well, and this should give Snowflake an opportunity to return it. If they kick that out of bounds on purpose last time, I'm guessing they'll just kind of squib this thing down the middle of the field, try to make one of those up men return it.
Nearly had 12 men on, did Eastmark?
Probably did. I don't think you're allowed to be in formation with 12. But
no, that's 11. Okay, so another Northland Pioneer College kickoff on the approach. This one's squibbed and out of bounds. That one looked like it was personal. I don't know who he hit on the sideline.
Yeah, that's what I think he probably misunderstood his coach. His coach was probably telling him to squib that thing in the middle of the field, not kick it out of bounds again. But now you're to the point, you know, Snowflake could take that at midfield if they wanted to, where it went out of bounds. But now they're going to push him back to the 30.
Lobos have crept up to the 15. Can't think of what their biggest return was this year, but if they have something, this would be the time to unleash. They got playmakers back there.
Well, you certainly don't want to onside kick type this thing again because they can just fall on it at the 40. So I would assume he's going to try to hit the logo right there and squib that thing right down the middle. Yeah, I guess not.
Hot shot taken by Green at the 20, looking for some blocking help as he gets to the 40, but that will be as far as he goes. As this is going to be the final play of the half, 6-0. Eastmark with the lead as we'll have the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show coming up after this. It's Show Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down!
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Sholo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving you a chance to win premium tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. Win 2 tickets, a stay at the MGM Grand, and $1,000 cash. Every customer gets an entry. Insured customers get 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, and you could be headed to the National Finals Rodeo.
5365972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you. Woohoo!
Come on down to Horn Auto Center, where it's no trick and all treat.
Come check out this spooktacular deal on this Jeep Gladiator with just 2,000 miles and priced under $52,000.
Or fall into the 2025 Toyota Tundra with only 20,000 miles and priced right at $52,000.
Come check out all these spooktacular deals before they disappear.
Horn Auto Center, the Chevy Cadillac GMC store that saves you more.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learning new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
This is iTalk 106.7's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store halftime show.
It's Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show. For the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear, go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260. Just before you get to the Honda Casino is 6-0 Eastmark with the lead. Just took the 74-yard drive over about a 5-minute period. Only left 3 seconds on the clock. We're able to punch it in after a couple of relatively big plays. You got passing plays of 15, 10, 14 yards. There was a personal foul that we couldn't divine with the nature of it, but that moved them into the red zone. And that last 14-yard play was able to make it so that it was just a 1-yard run to get it into the end zone. But much more troubling than that has been the other side of the football, where the Lobos have just a 3-for-10 start from Jacob LaDuke. Green has run for 65 yards, but gained 42 of those on one carry. What is more unsettling for you from your seat right here?
From what I'm seeing, I'm much more concerned about the offense. I think defensively it was quarterback broke the pocket, completed some throws downfield a little bit, and then, like you said, added on that personal foul. Those 15 yards come in, with 3 seconds left. It's quite a big deal at that point. So. But offensively, I don't think they've completed a pass downfield.
No.
I think they threw the ball to Green once, little shovel pass to Smith once. Not Smith, Willis. So they're having a trouble, pushing the ball downfield with the pass. And right now, Eastmark's doing a pretty good job at the line of scrimmage, holding that run game, holding the run game down a little bit. So I'd be a little more worried about what's going on the offensive side of the football right now. But good thing we get the ball coming out of the half. We'll get to see what adjustments. Snowflake coach has been done a pretty good job all season at coming out with some adjustments and being able to move the ball in the third quarter.
You had mentioned that you were told that they were trying a couple of different blocking schemes against Combs, and that they were probably going to be going back to something that had worked a little bit more. So they just being beaten at the point of attack, or what do they need to do to try to get the edge again on the offensive line?
Yeah, and I think so. This is one of the first defenses that's not really attacking, right? When we watch, ALA Foothills really stands out. Combs, creeping those linebackers up to the line of scrimmage, blitzing more. Here it's just 4 linemen, 2 linebackers. And they're playing really similar to how Snowflake plays, just gap control at the line of scrimmage, run everything down with your linebackers and your DBs, and they're doing a really good job at it. So not sure if they're going to be able to, if they're just going to have to, just kind of physical up a little bit, 4-yard dives and just a couple of 5-6 minute drives is what they're going to have to lean on in the second half, or if they'll find my mind, though, I think they got to find a way to push the football downfield with a passing game, whether that's, maybe hitting some 8 or 10-yard curls or something in the middle of the field, see if they can kind of get it going that way. But
now, what's interesting is that we mentioned that this is just the second time that Snowflake's played on a natural surface this year. The last time that they were playing on a natural surface was Marcos. Had all sorts of success just running the slant route, timing plays that they had available to them in large part because LaDuke was able just to stand upright and survey. Yeah. Is that, again, coming kind of back to what we had talked about with Combs? Is this still kind of a little bit of reverberation from how they were being beaten up front and he was running for his life last week?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a fear of what the coaches are looking at, but they haven't really thrown the ball enough to be under pressure. There's nothing that stands out to me where he's been under pressure tonight. It's just we haven't had very many opportunities, and then when we have thrown the ball, it's just everything's been short. So
defensively, you're seeing these replays where they're still playing the little bit of a soft sort of zone that's given all sorts of opportunities underneath. Do you anticipate potentially crowding them a little bit more on the line and taking that availability away?
Yeah, only giving up one score, and that at the very end of the half. And that's kind of what Snowflake is defensively. I don't know if they'll change much. Maybe if Eastmark comes out and puts together another long drive, they may switch at some point. But I would think they're just going to come out and be who they are on the defensive side.
It's the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show. For the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear, go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260. Just before you get to the Honda Casino, we'll continue the conversation after this. Is Show Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down.
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Sholo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving you a chance to win premium tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. Win 2 tickets, a stay at the MGM Grand, and $1,000 cash. Every customer gets an entry. Insured customers get 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, and you could be headed to the National Finals Rodeo.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you. Woohoo!
Come on down to Horn Auto Center, where it's no trick and all treat.
Come check out this spooktacular deal on this Jeep Gladiator with just 2,000 miles and priced under $52,000.
Or fall into the 2025 Toyota Tundra with only 20,000 miles and priced right at $52,000.
Come check out all these spooktacular deals before they disappear.
Horn Auto Center, the Chevy Cadillac GMC store that saves you more.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learning new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the Honda Casino. Halftime here at Eastmark, the Lobos, the #1 Lobos, trailing to the #10 Eastmark Firebirds 6-0. But Guy Trelelli's going to tell us what else is going on.
Hi, we've got lots of scores from around the state. First one right down the street from here, Hamilton 18, Pinnacle 7. Bradshaw Mountain leads Buckeye 14-7. Lee Williams over Coconino 6-0. Combs 18, Mesquite 0. Northwest Christian 21, St. Mary's 14. Round Valley leads Santan Foothills 44-7.
Oh.
Blue Ridge and Sholo are tied 7-7 at halftime. Last night, Paradise Honors beat Thunderbird 38-7. Meekum Mountain leads Amphi 14-0 at the half. Brophy 14, Higley 3 at halftime. Saguaro from Tucson 21, Douglas 0. St. John's 13, Morenci 0 at halftime. And ALA Gilbert North leads Arizona College Prep 14-7. And Peoria leads ALL West 7-6.
All right, so some interesting numbers there. Round Valley moved up to #2 in the 3A conference and just taking it to Foothills.
Yes, 44-7.
Oh, we'd love to see it. That's in my neighborhood, you know. Yeah, they got a reputation. 6-0 here. Eastmark leading the Lobos at halftime. We'll wrap it up after this. It's the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the Honda Casino. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down!
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Sholo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Wrapping up the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you go to the Honda Casino, as there's not a lot to talk about as far as numbers go. Jacob LaDuke, 3 for 8 for 10 yards. His two receivers have been Coulter Willis, who's caught 2 passes for 5 yards. Green has caught 1 for 5. Green has also carried the ball 8 times for 65 yards, though 42 of those yards came on the same play. On the other side, Dane Silver has gone 10 for 13 for 80 yards, set up a touchdown run for Zayden Varami, who has carried the ball 12 times for 35 yards. His favorite targets have been Maximo Cano, who's caught 4 passes for 18 yards. Kyson Lunt has caught 4 passes for 43 yards. Sustained drive, as we could go ahead and give a shout out to the Horn Auto Center drive of the game, the Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more, has thus far been the only drive that has resulted in any points. 74 yards over 5 minutes to get the ball in the end zone. That thus far in the running for the Horn Auto Center drive of the game, the Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more. We also got to give a shout out to Maximo Cano, who has right now is the front runner for the Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. Need glass for your home or business? Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass. Call 1-888-GLASSMAN. As we take a look at one more, as they're giving us a little bit of extra time here after the homecoming announcements took a little bit longer than expected. The Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint. Get your windshield repaired by the experts. I think at this point you got to go with Kyson Lunt, because the Lobos have had the hardest time keeping track of him. They've been allowing for a lot of underneath routes, and he's been able to find space in the zone and get open. Is he the difference right now? If Snowflake's able to make sure that he's not getting these passes, is that the difference in the ballgame?
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job stopping the run game there as well, and it's just he's been able to find a seam when they've needed him. I think it's not been anything spectacular, but it's every time they've needed one, it seems like it's been him. And he's always been coming out on the quarterback's right side, and he just finds that gap, and they've just executed it at the right times. So,
what is the biggest defensive adjustment at this point that you think the Lobos need to make? And I know you said that they've only given up the one drive, but as the half wore on, they were finding where the Firebirds more and more opportunities with those underneath passes. Do you think that at this point that they need to make any adjustments, or they got to wait and see if they make another drive like that? But if they do, what kind of chances do the Lobos have to respond offensively?
Yeah, I think defensively, what you're looking at maybe, potentially, if there's one thing you want to take away is when Silver's been able to get out of the pocket. That's when he's been able to find some of those shorter passes out to the right-hand side. So they may just want to keep him in the pocket a little bit and see where that goes. The bigger question is what's Snowflake going to do on the offensive side. I don't know if they're going to kind of double into the running game and just really pound it, or if they're going to try to get that pass game opened up. Really interested to see what the coaches decide and where they go with that on the offensive side.
This has been the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the Honda Casino. Second half is after this. 6-0. The Lobos trail. It's Sholo Ford presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
This has been iTalk 106.7's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store halftime show.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving you a chance to win premium tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. Win 2 tickets, a stay at the MGM Grand, and $1,000 cash. Every customer gets an entry. Insured customers get 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, and you could be headed to the National Finals Rodeo.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you. Woohoo!
Come on down to Horn Auto Center, where it's no trick and all treat.
Come check out this spooktacular deal on this Jeep Gladiator with just 2,000 miles and priced under $52,000.
Or fall into the 2025 Toyota Tundra with only 20,000 miles and priced right at $52,000.
Come check out all these spooktacular deals before they disappear.
Horn Auto Center, the Chevy Cadillac GMC store that saves you more.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Lobos, the number 1 Lobos, trailing 6-0 as there's an awful lot of football to go, but thus far, this has been a ball game that has been dominated, especially by the Eastmark defense. It's a huge drive coming out of the locker room at Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. You pay the lowest tuition in the state. Your hometown school offers bachelor's degrees in education and business. This was a struggle after the touchdown where it was kicked out of bounds twice, and this one going to angle back toward the goal line where it's had by Green. He's already at the 20, but bumped there and tackled at the 25, so nice coverage there by Eastmark and an awful lot of Green. The Lobos had one short field after the opening kick was fumbled, but they went 4 and out. And that was actually an interception that gave the Firebirds possession on their own 40, though they were not able to do so. But the difference between these two teams was Eastmark, as the half wore on, was able to gradually find a little bit of stuff that was going to work. The Lobos still looking for that formula.
Well, I do think it is encouraging. I mean, they did score twice in 2 games earlier this year in the fourth quarter to win those games at Bradshaw and Coconino, so they've been in this position before.
Coming out in an empty backfield again, the snap is going to send LaDuke to his left. This time he's going to bully his way toward the 30 before he's eventually stood up, though, after a 5-yard gain.
You're wondering when they were going to go back to that empty backfield quarterback run. We saw that early coming off their goal line pretty successfully. So
the snaps continue to turn him at the waist to the left. I don't know if that's problematic. It does seem as if it's disrupted the rhythm of some plays in the backfield a time or two. Again, going with an empty look, as we've wondered what they were going to do to try to extend some possessions. And thus far here, after at least 2 plays, it looks as if it's going to involve, well, now he's going to bring Green back into the backfield, pistol formation. Again, he has to go to the left to get that one. Again, having to extend this one as he turns it up at the near hash to get over the 35 and has enough for a first down after a gain of 7.
Yeah, again, and they've had that little bit of success off tackle as well. So it's, when you get in these situations, I think coaches tend to go back to their comfort areas quite a bit. So not surprising that, you get a LaDuke and a Green carry here to start the half.
Second time here that the Lobos have gone with tempo. Got 5 receivers. Again, Green split wide left, and this is a designed run for LaDuke as he bumps into somebody. No, he's carrying a man over the 40. It's a hard-fought gain of 3. As that was Rabin who wound up getting dumped. You don't see that very often.
Oh, that's Yeah, LaDuke had 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys there, just still chugging, keeping those legs moving. Looks like they come out with a little more passion, a little more want to here to start this second half.
Reedhead's going to replace Rabin, as he's right now. Oh, no, and another bad snap is going to be recovered by Green. He's trying to find some way to make something happen as he starts reversing his field, but it gets stood up at the 25. The exchange between center and quarterback has been problematic, as this is the second time the Lobos have lost a whole bunch of yards because of it, and it sets up third down and a whole lot.
Yeah, I don't know if centers can get the yips, like baseball players, or what's going on there, but that's been and again, with the lack of the passing game tonight, that makes this third down play awfully difficult.
I think Green is going to be saddled for a loss of 17 after he recovered that. Makes it third down and about 22. Is there another design run? A holding flag comes out. I don't know if Eastmark will accept it. It started off with a little bit of promise, but this has gone sideways and badly here, as Gian Jones is now watching the huddle walk backwards. Oh, they're going to take the penalty. There's a huge nod toward the defense, and this is a big play offense here for Snowflake. You don't want, if you're Eastmark here, watch them find lightning in a bottle. Now, one thing that we have not seen from the Lobos is, again, referencing the frustration there from Gian Jones, is any of these sorts of bubble screen looks. He's coming out single coverage on the near side. Third down, they're calling it 32. Another wide snap. There's now pressure from LaDuke as he throws this one underneath. High pass is nearly, no, it is intercepted. Deflected off of the fingertips from Smith, and an interception gives the Firebirds possession, and now penalty flags come out. Jackson Hawkins has the pick. This may be just a sideline warning on Eastmark.
Yeah, they got like 35 people on the field, so celebrating that interception.
Second interception here from LaDuke. This could be huge.
There's 3 flags came out, though.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Eastmark has been called. It will be first down, but they're going to walk off 15 yards from the 32, so send it back toward midfield.
Somebody must have said a magic word or something. I can't imagine that was just. I didn't see anything I felt was incredibly inappropriate. But
no, I suspected it was going to be a sideline warning, but they're walking off 15. Now we watched as the Lobos suffered a 15-yard flag that seemed it was thrown on a phantom. This one now on Eastmark is going to send it back to the 47, but again, that. I don't know if they were going to have near enough yardage for a first down, facing 3rd and 30. So picking up a huge break to send him back toward midfield, but can the Lobo defense now find an answer? There's 3 receivers going out to the far side, but Barami's going to get the call. He's just patiently looking for something to develop, winds up gaining 2 or 3. Nichols there with the stop. Big moment here for Snowflake's defense. The number 1 Lobos right now have looked flat. How much of that is because of the Firebirds is probably a conversation that would be pretty spirited. Big game here for Eastmark as it checks into the first rankings, number 10, trying to crack the top 8 and avoid having to play an extra game. Snowflake seems as if it's comfortably out of that conversation, but we probably need to continue winning to do so. As there's a faked handoff, roll in the pocket to the right side, drops this one off underneath, now running toward the 40, but stopped after another gain of 3. Sets up third down and about 4. McQueen there on the stop, or with the catch, I beg your pardon.
Hi.
Yeah, good job, Irvin King, out there filling his lane out there. Yeah, this will be a big play here. I'm assuming that you're probably going to get 2 runs here to try to get this first down, I would think.
Varami on the left. Cano comes in motion to the near side. He gets the call, runs away from one tackler, tries to cut it up, but he's stopped just shy of the line of scrimmage, makes it 4th down and 4 or 5.
Well, again, Olberg, really good penetration to kind of slow that sweep down a little bit, and then Nichols came in and finished him off with that tackle.
Snowflake seems as if it's expecting a punt, but if I'm Eastmark and the defense has been playing as well as it has, I'm going to make the Lobos get a stop here on 4th and 6, a loss of 2.
Yeah, they may try to draw Snowflake off sides. I certainly wouldn't be wanting to turn this ball over at midfield.
They're going to go for it here, dropping back on the Snowflake side of things. A huge hit is going to dislodge the football, as there is Nichols making sure that it was not going to be a first down pickup, and still down after what looked just like a Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game from Hayden Nichols. Well, and this is big. Oh, no, this is not Verami. This is indeed Moulton.
And a good hit, too. It was shoulder. He didn't lead with the head at all. Everything he did about that tackle was right. It's just football's a physical game, and I think part of that's on the quarterback kind of throwing him into that hit.
That was going to be very close to the yard marker. As Moulton had the ball dislodged there by Nichols. We call his name so often on the defensive side. Good to see Moulton up and probably just trying to catch his breath.
Yeah, I'm guessing he probably was a little more surprised than anything else. That was a pretty good shot, but again, it was shoulders. It wasn't up in the head. He may have just had the air knocked out of him.
That's a Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. We'll keep an eye to see if Moulton's able to come back, as they've been throwing toward him an awful lot as well. Again, going with those underneath routes. Now the Lobos were able to pick up a first down, but very little else, and a lot of that because of the exchange between center and quarterback. Is this one coming toward LaDuke, who's this time going to look to run, instead throw this one underneath as it's a far sideline. Willis there with the catch. Move the chains as that's a gain of 16.
Really good job off of that option look. They went LaDuke kind of rolling left with Green in that option spot. And Willis just kind of running that curl right out there, out to the sideline.
Oh, a miscommunication, as this time LaDuke's going to have to do it himself after the snap again. Turned him to the left. It looked like Green was expecting the play to go in that direction, whereas he's expecting it to go to the right. In any event, Jacob LaDuke is able, exclusively under his own volition, able to gain 6.
Well, that's just a hard play there. Like you said, certainly there was a miscommunication. Just a lot of want to there on that run by Jacob. And Green, for that matter, getting in and leading the way, blocking.
Second down and 6 as they fake the handoff. Green looking to go down the near sideline, where it's nearly intercepted but falls incomplete, as the intended man was Jones. Cano there nearly with the pick.
Snowflake's going to get flagged here for a hold or something in the middle of the field. Yeah, there looked like there was a hold out on Gian right there.
Oh, wow, yes. Getting away with one was Isaac Milage, as this is going to be walked off. A hold was discerned against the Lobos as they're waiting to move them back 5 yards behind that line of scrimmage. No, it would be 4. So a second down and 14 after one hold was ignored, one hold was called.
Yeah, and I didn't see the middle. I just saw that they took a defensive lineman to the ground in there. So interested that Eastmark's come out with a 3-man front here and 3 linebackers. That was their adjustment at halftime. So
6:09 to go, third quarter, 6-0. The Lobos trails. Here's Green trying to run into that 3-man front. Gets to the far sideline where he gets all the yards lost, and now another flag comes out, as this looks like it took him too far out of bounds before the hit.
Yeah, and that looked like he stood up, so obviously that whistle came in early enough, and it looked like he had stood up, and then the kid came in and finished that play off.
You see him running through a bunch of tackles as the late hit out of bounds is called on Eastmark's Bryson Bowman.
That was a legitimate 3 yards out of bounds as well, but this is feeling an awful lot like the drive at the end of the first half. Kind of aided. You get a good strong run, aided by a 15-yard penalty, and let's see if Snowflake can capitalize like Eastmark did.
Right now you got LaDuke, who's 4 for 11, 26 yards, 2 interceptions, and nearly a third as he hands off to Green, again rumbling his way over the left side of the line, gets over the 20, gains 5, sets up 2nd and 5. Now remember, Eastmark had opted to go for 2 on the touchdown at the end of the first half, and right now leads just 6-0 because of it.
With all the success they had in that first half, it's interesting to me that they're back into that 4-man front now, but why they made those changes defensively.
Perhaps suspecting that Snowflake was trying to open things up, put an extra man in the backfield. Is this time going to be LaDuke, runs over the right end and lunges over the yard marker. He is approaching the 10 and might have even penetrated as he needed 5 yards. It looks like he gained 7. It will be 1st and 10 just outside the 10.
Yeah, and again, they got some lanes now to run on in some inside runs and just take your 4 or 5 yards and just keep grinding.
It's on the 11. High snap brought down, given to Green as he runs over the left of the line and approaches the 5. He might have 5 yards there as the clock is at 5 minutes to go in the third. 6-0. The Lobos trail, but are threatening.
Get a little high snap, though. Pretty good play by LaDuke to get that. Just another good, strong, and hard interior run.
Make it 2nd and 6. The Lobos turn, fake the handoff, is now moving the pocket to the right side. LaDuke has to unload, throws this one directly at a defender, and it bounces off of his shoulder pad to fall incomplete.
Smith's got to turn around. Like I don't know what he's doing, unless he was expecting a run out of that, because
Wunderlich there.
Oh, no, he just stopped.
Yeah. Well, probably because Wunderlich was there in the passing lane. So nearly a third interception again for LaDuke. 3rd down and 6. Now this has been comfortably in Norton's field goal range, but again, he was struggling last week. As here the snap is that's up the option, puts it to the far side where Green's able to cut it up. He's at the goal line. He's in the end zone for the Comfort Fit Dentures touchdown.
Yeah, and really much better executed than earlier in the game. You saw LaDuke get up closer to that line of scrimmage, taking that defensive end out of the play there. And so
they have not had that big a hole to run through all day. I was surprised that they had that much space.
Yeah, and that interior run game has been so effective on that drive. But again, you really got to question Eastmark on going for that on that 4th down at midfield and gave him the short field.
Norton's going to attempt the extra point. His holder, is that King? That's something new, as there a little bit of hesitation is going to move him back 5 yards.
I don't understand why, you get those linemen and you can't have them hold their stance for 20 seconds, especially on an extra point. To me, it would feel like you're better off just get up, line up, and go.
So this will be held at the 15-16, make it a 26-yard extra point try after Eastmark was denied a 2-point conversion. The Lobos trying to give themselves a 1-point lead after scoring on their second possession in the third quarter. A false start moved them back as now the punt is going to roll back. McCoy is going to try to do something with it, throws this one toward King, but it's incomplete as the snapping situation continues to plague Snowflake. Both sides unable to convert after the extra point tries, make it 6-6 with 4:31 to go in the third quarter. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. You pay the lowest tuition in the state. Hometown school offers a bachelor's degree in education and business. The last time Eastmark was in this position, it fumbled it away. Is this one a high hanger? Is going to be taken by, I believe that is not Cano, but he's tripped up
Willis.
at the 10. Willis there with the huge special teams play to put Eastmark in a bad situation as that was returned by Glover.
Just a really good effort, right? He split the middle, dove, and everything he could do, clipped that heel. And, they're back, at the 12?
Yes.
It's a really, really good play, special teams play there.
So a huge field in front of Dane Silver, who has most recently thrown his last incomplete pass on 4th and 6, which gave Snowflake possession right around midfield. Huge play from Hayden Nichols, which at this point is looking like the play of the game, to give the Lobos the exact opposite of what the Firebirds are coming into. Tied up at 6, 4 and out. 4:25 to go in the third. On the only possession, I should have clarified, as there's a shotgun snap, give away to Varami as
nice
he is
job.
brought down in the backfield.
Who's that, 68? Was that Wyatt Johnson? Was able to get through and did a really good job, got his hands on him and wouldn't let go. Yeah, that's a really nice play and a negative play here on first down. And it's always funny, the scoreboard seems to give them an extra yard, take one away from us.
What's important is the sticks are in disagreement. That's at least a 3-yard loss.
That is not 2nd and 12.
Second down and closer to 13. Again, going with Varami. He's trying to extend this one to the far side. But again, the hole closes quickly, and Nichols, Rabin there hopping up.
You know, and there's some holds on the interior line. You can see the defensive line jerseys getting tugged. I think that time Perez, you could almost see it. Jersey got pulled off his shoulder pads. But good to see those kids kind of fight through that and still make some plays right at the line of scrimmage. So really big third down play here.
Passing situation, it does look like Moulton, who got decleated by Nichols on the last one, is going to come out and line up wide left with Cano. They have had some passing plays that have gone for this yardage. In fact, after Silver got hot, it got an awful lot of them. So the Lobos are not out of the woods here. Given a little bit of space here on the left side, now empty the backfield. As they got a wheel route, potentially instead go underneath to Cano. He's got some blockers as he goes back to the center of the field. He's going to have the first down after he runs it to the 30. An excellently designed play there as the Lobos were looking at the running back. Instead, lost track of Cano, who's going to pick up, about 15 and have a first down.
Yeah, nice play design, and they got that wall set up, and he did a really good job using his blockers. A lot of times we see that wide receiver get a little impatient and turn that ball up, but he did a really good job staying behind those blockers and picking up the first down.
That was actually a 20-yard gain on 3rd and 11. 2:34 to go, tied up at 6 as they move it away from the goal line and now get a fresh set to work with. As they fake the handoff, Silver looking to his left, allowing this to develop downfield, throws this into all sorts of traffic as it's incomplete. I thought that Cano might have come down with that after Willis had jumped into the passing lane.
That's a 60-yard throw, though.
He's a big dude.
That's he's got a little bit, yeah.
Look at the block in there to keep Olberg only trying to jump up and deflect.
Yeah, I wonder, that looked like a little bit offensive interference there. 23 didn't make a play on the ball. He realized that Jones was in a good spot to play that, and he did a good job making sure he didn't intercept that pass.
2:21 to go after the incompletion. It's tied at 6 in the third. Everybody's got a long walk to reset. Still lots of time on the play clock as they're ready. This one give to Varami. He comes to the near side, but he gets dropped at this line of scrimmage. Again, it's Nichols.
Yeah, again, you can see that developing, and again, a really good job. Defensive line kind of strung that out. Nichols is a really good read on where that ball's going, and you see Merrill on that outside edge as well, keeping contained. Just really good team defense.
So another 3rd and long opportunity for Snowflake's defense, but thus far, Dane Silver has had the answer.
And I'm with you on this. That last screen they threw, I thought was a little bit of an illegal formation because, again, they covered the tight end up. They got that tight end on the line of scrimmage. They put the wide out. And I think on the other side, that leaves the tackle at the end of the line of scrimmage. So
last time we had suspected that there were illegal formations, though we were told that we were wrong. As this one looking to the far side, go underneath with Cano. He's got to try to beat 3 Snowflake tacklers. Cannot do so as it's tackled out at the 35. Gain of 5. This seems like a punting situation, but
I would think after that last 4th down, they're for sure going to punt this thing out of there. But
did an excellent job just moving away from the goal line, though, as the field position was a huge ball game in the first half. Of course, when Eastmark was able to score, field position didn't matter at all. As Willis is going to go back and receive a punt. Now, he fumbled one, though it was a difficult punt to receive, I argue, because of the total lack of spin. Snowflake with a little bit of pressure. Oh, and they run into him. Going to allow that one to play on as this one stops at the 35. But boy, howdy, Hayden Nichols, who's made some great plays, nearly gave a first down up. Surprised the fans sitting around us were not a little grumpy about that.
Yeah, there wasn't not even one boo out of here. That surprises me a little bit. But, again, he kept him up. He didn't put him on the ground. And probably if that punter does a better job selling that thing, he might get the call.
Get that man in the drama club.
That's right.
Tie it up at 6, 42 seconds to go. Snowflake takes over on its own 35 after allowing a first down following the first score for the Lobos. Going to work in the pistol where Green has now run for 85 yards on 15 carries. That includes a huge loss on a bad snap, but right now he's serving as the lead blocker as LaDuke is in the second level and now tackled out at the 49.
Yeah, again, they run Green as the lead blocker in through there, kind of outnumbers that interior the defense there, and Jacob running real hard, really good run there.
LaDuke now with 39 yards on 8 carries as there he turns and gives to Green, runs to the left side. That has been his favored direction here as he gets into Eastmark territory out to the 45. Might be the final play of the third quarter.
Yeah, I'd be getting one more off here. Snowflake feels like they got a little bit of momentum, and
they have been operating with right tempo despite Eastmark playing so well over 3 quarters of defense. They got 2 seconds. Is that going to happen? No, it is not. That is the final play of the third. The Lobos are going to start 2nd and 5 on the Firebird 45, tied at 6. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
2nd and 5 to start the fourth quarter. It is a reverse to Smith as he's going to get a little bit of blocking help to dive over the 40 and pick up a first down. It looked as if that was finally grabbed and recognized by this observer that he was going to have an awful lot more to run through, but it closed quickly, though he does pick up the first down. Bowen there with the stop.
Yeah, that play set up pretty nice. Good job by the cornerback to kind of come in and keep that from being a bigger play, but
tied up at 6. Final quarter here as their straight give Green. This time he tries the right side as he accelerates to the 35. A flag is down on that direction.
That line judge over there is killing us. I think every flag he's thrown has been on us.
Did he signal hold?
Block in the back.
Oh. What would be, I think, a 3-yard gain.
And I shouldn't say he's killing us. I guess he's just a
good catch. That's a 15-yarder, and it's going to move it back to the Eastmark 47. It's tied at 6, so it had the extra point, which was, of course, thwarted first by a bad snap, or no, a procedure flag, and then the bad snap. You're almost looking at the Lobos would potentially be able to just try to kill some clock here. But now looking at 1st and 25, I believe. As there they fake the handoffs as now LaDuke's trying to roll to the right side, but this time blown up in the backfield. He's back in his own side of the field. 2nd down. And I think it's going to be 27 coming up. Got to get this to the 29. Nope. Yeah, they got to get it to the 29.
Well, we've seen Snowflake have some success with those screens earlier in the season. I'm wondering if this will be a spot to go to one. The safeties are so deep, it's taking any deep passing away.
Again, going to roll the pocket to the near side. Drop this off along the far sideline. Willis has the catch, coming back to the interior. He's at the 35, still coming to the near side. Now a flag comes out. He's trying to cut between two players. It's very close to the first down, but let's see what the flag is.
It's going to be another block in the back.
But that should be from the spot.
Yeah, and they'll get to play the down over, so this penalty won't kill them, but
it'll get most of the yards lost over the last two plays, though. Block in the back is called. Flag is at the 31, so that should move it to the 41 and make it 2nd and 12. Just the 5th completion for LaDuke.
yeah, they found, I like to play the little rollout, and Willis is sitting down in that empty spot in that zone, but it certainly puts them back in potential of getting this first down and being able to sustain this drive a little bit. A little easier. 2nd and 12 is a little easier than 2nd and 22.
3 receivers bunched up on the far side as they're closer to the near hash. Fake the handoff, go with the Statue of Liberty, but again, there's so much tape as it was well read. Still, Green is able to rumble his way over the 35. It didn't look like Eastmark was fooled in the least. That was all Green.
No, he was one step from breaking that thing all the way, too. He just refused to go down.
So gains about 6, maybe more, to set up a much more manageable 3rd down and 6. And is this 4-down territory? With the clock approaching the 9.5-minute mark, Snowflake having a hard time understanding the play coming off the sideline. 10 seconds on the play clock. Pistol formation now as Green runs out. Going to try to give this to him on the wheel, but hold on a minute. Snowflake will use its first timeout with 9:29 to go, facing 3rd and 6. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down!
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Sholo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
Again with the timing route, this time finding Willis as he was able to find some space over the middle and pick up the first down. That was something that we talked about at halftime, and this is the first time they've really looked for him on the slant.
Yep, and they did a good job there. That play fake last week, it was a little long, and they shortened that play fake up. Ball come out of his hands real quick.
Run this one to Green, is forced to slam on the brakes and still dive forward over the 20, pick up 5. It's 5 of the 6 completions.
Well, now they're inside the 20 and starting to roll a little bit.
Have been to Coulter Willis. He's got 46 yards. Green picks up 5 on that. He's approaching 20 yards and now over the century mark. As it's 2nd and 5. This time LaDuke wants to run. Forced out as he turns the corner to go over the 15. He's over the 10. And it's going to be 1st and goal Lobos here with 8:35 to go. LaDuke started on the 19, runs it to the 7. It's a gain of 12 if my math is correct.
Be interested to see if they go back to that option here. They've run it to that short side of the field. Be interesting, but they run it to the left both times too.
Straight give Green, bounces off some tacklers along the line, and it forces his way inside the 5. Boy, it looks like he gets stopped right around the line of scrimmage every time. And he's able to pick up 4 or 5 yards every time. Wunderlich gets a stop as it looks as if one of the Firebirds It's the same one. This time it looks like he's favoring a knee. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report forthcoming. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get in the game. Win is there. And this time, it looked as if last time he lost his helmet. One of his teammates had inadvertently hit him in the head with a foot. This time, maybe he's just gassed. It looked like when he was rolling over, he was kind of holding on to his right ankle. But
yeah, and he looks pretty comfortable just sitting and having a casual conversation right now. So, yeah, it's one of those things in football you always wonder. But I don't think high school they take too many fake injuries. But this is certainly a time for the defense to regroup. And
it's been interesting as we've been talking about it. The Lobos go tempo against a defense that had been shutting them down. It has worked.
Right.
It shows really what Coach Reddick knows about his kids that we don't, because that seems like you're almost taking all of the success that Eastmark's defense had been having and putting extra pressure on your defense if you're able to pick up these first downs, but they've been doing it.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe it's a little counterintuitive, but I do think going quick too, it seems like both teams rely pretty heavily on late clock adjustments from their coaching staff. So I'm wondering if just kind of going a little quicker kind of takes the coaching out of the game a little bit.
Second and goal from the 3. Jones wide left. 3 receivers off the line on the right. There's nobody helping on this left side if they want to try to throw it. Instead, they're just going to go with Green, who accelerates at the goal line. He's in the end zone. A Comfort Fit Dentures touchdown has made it 12-6.
I don't know. Real decision here. They might as well just get back on the ball and go for 2.
That's what they're doing.
Surprised the officials are letting go this fast.
And a bad snap is going to force LaDuke to try to make people miss. Now he's trying to make this one happen as he throws it toward the goal line where he had Smith with the possession, but the bad snap comes back to hurt the Lobos again. 12-6 though. They'll take a lead. Under 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The number 1 Lobos have been given all they can handle here by the Firebirds. And from Eastmark, it's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football at iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the number 1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Northern Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, think NPC. It's your hometown school. Pay the lowest tuition in the state, and you can pursue bachelor's degrees in education and business. Is McCoy Norton.
Good kick.
Gets this one, hangs up around the 5. Looks like they're thinking about a reverse. Instead, it's going to close up quick, nearly running away from a tackler, but Hayden Nichols says not so fast.
Yeah, pretty clear block in the back, too, that was missed on that. But maybe, on kickoffs, you probably get one of those almost all the time.
Firebirds have been held to 1 first down in the second half. Only had 2 possessions after 16-plus minutes of second half football.
Yeah, Snowflake's done a really good job stopping the run on first and second down, putting them in some third and longs, so we'll see if they can continue that here.
Justice Whitmer is on Silver's right. Varami back in the pistol. Shotgun snap goes Varami. He's trying to run to the near side. He's bouncing off a couple of tacklers, but does a good job of just picking up 1.
Yeah, again, Snowflake just defensive line across the board, pretty good penetration, and just keeps pushing him out.
Winds up rolling forward for a gain of 2. Ball's on the 20, 2nd and 8. The scoring drive for Eastmark, I beg your pardon, went 5 minutes, so they got 7 minutes plus to work with. There's now empty backfield for Silver, looking to the near sideline where his pass is caught, but taking him out of bounds. Cano was able to get the grab, but short gain of 2.
Yeah, and again, we've talked before about how hard it is to do anything laterally against that Snowflake defense just with the team speed. So big third down play here.
Well, maybe gain 3. 2nd down and 4 Ball looks like it's right on the 25. Empty backfield for Silver as he throws this one to the far side where it's caught over the 30 and picks up the first down. Another third down conversion there for Eastmark as they gain 8 and move the chains.
Just kind of run and stop, right? He didn't do anything real special out there. Just took advantage of that little 5-yard cushion that he got out there.
Moulton there, he was the one that Nichols had hit so hard in the third quarter to move the sticks out past the 30 to the 31. 6:47 to go, 12-6, the Lobos lead. That's just the second time that they've moved the sticks, as it looked like there was a procedure flag, but this one caught over the middle and now nearly running away from it. Is there a flag? There should be a flag back.
Yeah, they missed it. All the receivers on the right flinched.
So instead, it's a huge gain when it should have been a 5-yard penalty. Cano there with the catch. Gain of 33.
Well, the defense is going to have to dig in here and get a stop. Interested to see if they stay with that empty backfield. They've had some success here the last 2 or 3 plays with it, but looks like they're not.
Going to start with Glover. Again, I would love an explanation about how there wasn't a procedure flag thrown on that last play as the clock approaches the halfway point. Drop back, throw underneath. Glover there with the catch as he is able to get toward the yard marker. Boy, that is a huge miss. Gian Jones. 12-6 Snowflake lead, but it's perilous right now. Both sides have had a hard time with extra points of every variety, as there's only been 3 touchdowns. As the handoff to Cano, trying to cut this one up, but he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. King there with the stop. This is approaching the red zone, so you know it's 4-down territory, but right now 3rd down. He actually was going to be stopped for a loss of 1. Clock moving, 5:33 to go.
Well, back to that empty set. Look for a short out.
Silver drops back, looking to his right. Throws this one, looking in the end zone where he's got Lunt taken out of bounds. Oof, he was open. Pass just faded a little bit on him as you see the replay. He never caught it.
Yeah, and he wasn't going to come down in bounds either, I don't think. But, again, he had that little separation there from Smith.
Varami is going to come out and run. He's been slowed ever since he had some big plays in the second quarter. He's stuck on 37 yards on 17 carries, but he's going to start to Silver's right. Play clock still with time as it's 4th down and 4. Take the shotgun snap, short drop, again looking right, throws underneath where it's nearly intercepted by Willis. Instead, he settles for tipping it away from Lund.
Yeah, and I don't understand the play call. They've had some success running those quick outs, and then they want to go downfield the last 2 throws a little bit. And, really good job responding by the Snowflake defense there again. So now they're 2 or 3 first downs away from putting this game away.
All 3 timeouts remaining for Eastmark. 5 minutes and 16 seconds to go. The Lobo offense has found its footing, literally. The running game has been huge. 108 yards on 20 carries for Green. 49 yards on 10 carries for LaDuke. It's going to be Green as he's met in the backfield, but still staying upright. He's over the 35. He's now in the open field. He's at the 40. Slams on the brakes at midfield. He's into Eastmark territory. Still upright. He's at the 30. He's gone now at the 20, the 10, 5. Touchdown, Snowflake. Brenner Green puts it in from 63 out. He should have been tackled a half dozen times.
Yeah, he just wasn't going to go down there and broke 3 or 4 tackles and popped out, and it thought they were going to push him out of bounds, and he just didn't want to go out of bounds and just kept running hard. At times, sometimes football just turns into a game of want to, right? And who wants to do it more? Trying
to make this a 13-point game with 5 minutes to go. Norton with a good snap, holds down, kick is up.
Oh, wow.
And good.
Sure looks like he's kicking the ball well tonight, too, on the kickoffs.
19-6 after a huge play from Willis to frustrate what would have been a first down passing play. Green hopeful with the dagger from 63 yards away. He makes it 19-6, Snowflake leading at Show Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. Pay the lowest tuition in the state. You could also pursue bachelor's degrees in education and business, as that one hangs up enough to allow the coverage to get downfield. Nice return there from Glover, but the Lobos were able to get down and stop any holes from opening. Turley got there with the stop. 4:53 to go. 2 timeouts.
Oh, that. Yeah.
So they got to look for a quick strike.
Yeah, I'm really surprised they don't go to that empty backfield short passing game. I thought they had some success that last drive with it, but.
Got one more comment about Green's run after this play. As they got 4 receivers with 3 coming to the near side, trying to go underneath. Again, it's deflected and now intercepted. Nichols is there after it was deflected by Smith. He is in the end zone. There's a late hit, as it's going to be a Lobo runaway score that's not going to indicate how close this ball game has been.
And that's just Nichols is just always running to the football, right? And opportunistic there. That ball comes up in the air. He's playing hard, finishing the play. Makes a good reaction to that football, and then he's pretty quick.
Is that Silver on the late hit?
Yeah, I thought that's who it was.
25-6. Norton back out there. As I was going to talk about how the most impressive part about Green's run wasn't that he was constantly bouncing off of tacklers, but that he stayed in bounds.
Yeah, that's quarterback Silver just a little frustrated there at the end of that play, I think.
That was the only thing little about him.
Yeah.
And now into the neutral zone. I think the Lobos would be wise to just go for 1. Lobos have gone touchdown a minute here of late.
Well, like you said, it's going to look a little bit different in the scoreboard than what the football game really was. But
snap is a little wide, but they're able to get it down, and it's up and good. 26-6, the Lobos now lead with 4:44 to go. It's Show Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait, including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers, and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College, where you'll pay the lowest tuition in the state. Your hometown school offers the lowest tuition and 4-year degrees, bachelor's degrees in education and business. So as soon as we're off the air, you need to go get ready for the spring semester. Do it.
So we've seen this a number of times this year, 3 or 4 different times, and usually we just try to kick this thing through the uprights. So I keep waiting for an onside kick at some point, but I think it ain't going to happen.
The Lobos need to have McCoy Norton ready to convert these extra points when they get to state. How impressive, how important is it to you to see him get the ball through the uprights? Not just Norton, but everybody. The snap, the hold, the whole 9 yards.
Especially with the struggles last week that they had converting those, and then the bad snap to start tonight. It was good to see them. And he's put those through with, he's almost getting the ball back to the track. So kind of looks like he's back on track from where he was kicking the ball earlier this year. So I think, too, that might be some of the hesitation for some field goals and some things like that.
26-6. Now, how does Eastmark respond after the Lobos score 3 times in 3 minutes? Going to move Silver to the near side. He throws this one underneath where Cano is able to get the first one, but then get tackled with great violence out of bounds. That was King.
Yeah, and that's
Willis, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, and they had some success moving that pocket earlier in the game, and looks like that's kind of where they went back to after those last 2.
We have been told that head coach Reddick is going to join us. That was before we knew how anxious this game was going to make everyone. So we'll hope to get him on. Also hope to have a player join us as Silver's going to roll to the left side. Have to hold up there as he has this one thrown in traffic. It's well defended by Rabin. No, that was Reedhead. They need to give those guys different numbers. You can't have 2, tall drinks of water wearing 5 and 6. You guys didn't run to my defense there. It's like, open up your eyes, old man. Is that what the commentary is? Third down and 4. This surely is going to require 2 cracks here from the Firebirds to try to maintain possession, trailing now by 3.
Yeah, it looks like they're still having a hard time getting this figured out where they want to go with this. But
clock approaching 5 seconds to get it away. They do so as Silver wants to go left. He is starting to run out on him. He's pursued from the back as this one's thrown into traffic. It's intercepted, taken away this time by Smith, who had the deflection the last time out. He's going to stay down there inside the 30. And the Lobos have started to really... Oh, and we got a flag now late.
Well, that's going to be somebody saying something.
Well, in that situation, it seems like it's probably the guy who said something second. So the Lobo fans hoping that it wasn't Christian, as an unsportsmanlike flag is on Snowflake, and it was probably Smith with the comeback. We had him sitting with us during the Pee Wee game. Very, very well-spoken, composed, and charming young man, but everybody's got their limit.
Well, and I got a feeling, this game's been a little chippy all night, and I'm sure there's been more than one unkind word spoken. It doesn't really hurt at this point. The turnover, game's kind of out of reach. Give them some more field to work with, some more clock to run here.
You do worry, though, as the Lobos got 2 more big uns, and then State coming up here, going to have the bye going into that. But as tempers continue to run hot, you worry about somebody getting rolled up on or anything like that. Is the Lobos trying to get Reedhead out? They're going to have to take a penalty.
Or a timeout.
Oh, they'll take a timeout? I don't know how many guys they have on the field. But in any event, timeout Snowflake, 26-6, the Lobos lead, 4:19 to go. It's Show Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint is giving you a chance to win premium tickets to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. Win 2 tickets, a stay at the MGM Grand, and $1,000 cash. Every customer gets an entry. Insured customers get 2 dinners at Los Corrales and 2 movie tickets. Call Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, and you could be headed to the National Finals Rodeo.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you. Woohoo!
Come on down to Horn Auto Center, where it's no trick and all treat.
Come check out this spooktacular deal on this Jeep Gladiator with just 2,000 miles and price under $52,000.
Or fall into the 2025 Toyota Tundra with only 20,000 miles and priced right at $52,000.
Come check out all these spooktacular deals before they disappear.
Horn Auto Center, the Chevy Cadillac GMC store that saves you more.
Trying to throw this one back where Smith is interfered with. Smith was the intended man. He was interfered with.
Oh, blocked. A little surprised they're throwing that ball up, but like you said, maybe things have been running a little hot here. And again, football, you like to get as much stuff on film as you can, just to make teams prepare for you in the future. And I think they might, even though they're going to win this game, they may want to get some positivity out of that passing game here before they end tonight as well. Because
1st and 10 after the yards were walked off. Handoff Green. He gets stood up after a gain of 5. Well, maybe 3. Brenner Green has been everything the Lobos demanded, as he's now at 174 yards, very unofficial. 63 yards on that last scamper. Can we call it that?
Well, they're going to end up with 250 yards rushing here by the end of the night.
Well, he did also absorb that loss on that bad snap. It was at least 17 yards.
Yeah,
so he
right.
could be right around 200 yards here. As there's a wide snap taking him to the left. They're going to fake the give. Instead, LaDuke keeps that one. Whoa. As he's still upright. How do these guys?
Is that LaDuke or did LaDuke fumble, I think, and Jones picked that up, I think.
Or he fumbled it.
Yeah.
So flags come out as one wonders if these will offset. A personal foul on Snowflake. You had wondered at one point if any flags had been thrown against Eastmark, and there's been a couple, including that late hit on the interception. But again, we watch this team every week, and we don't recognize a lot of 15-yard flag fouls that these guys are responsible for. I only bring it up because there's been a few here, and They had an incredibly chippy Combs team last week where they were able to remain composed, but this week we're being asked to believe that it's totally different.
Yeah, and we've been enough of these games. At the end of the game, it's usually not the team that's winning that's the chippy squad, right?
Big run there for Green on 3rd and 16. He gains 10.
So the Snowflake Blue Ridge game is in overtime.
Sholo Blue Ridge.
I'm sorry.
And Sholo scored.
Sholo scored on their possession, and now Blue Ridge gets the ball at the 10. Kind of fun. High school overtime rules.
Timeout taken by Eastmark. 2:46 to go, 26-6. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
So we were just talking about the McCoy Norton confidence boost as he's been able to boot these extra points, which would be good from this yardage, which would be 42.
Yeah, if we can get this, I think this will be good, bode well for the last 2 games here. But again, this will end up being a win that Snowflake needed. They'll get a win on the road. They're setting up for, regardless of the outcome, next week they'll be playing Arcadia for the conference championship. 2 weeks.
Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is away. Oh, he's wide left. He had the distance. I think more important, he had the snap and the time to try to execute it.
Yeah, it looked good. 42 yards. I think he missed it just to the left. So
now because of that janky high school rule, they're going to
get the ball at the 20.
Taken over to the 20.
So just like punting that thing into the end zone. Well, Shiloh's held them a 4th and 7 at the 7, so here's that football game's down to this one play here.
26-6. Number 1 Lobos seem at this point that they are poised to take their number 1 ranking into their final 2 home games, starting with Mesquite next week. That should be, is that Snowflake's homecoming?
Yeah, I would think they would have put that rather than Arcadia, but
20-minute halftime. Silver is able to complete that pass out to McQueen. Good for 7 yards, 2nd and 3. It was out of bounds, so 2:36 with the clock stopped. Still trailing 20.
Yeah, that's been a multiple king on queen tonight, right?
3 receivers going out wide left. Single man on the near side is Timms. Short drop there. Silver goes underneath, but the pass was short and incomplete. A short hop, I should say. Was looking again for McQueen. 3rd down and 3. Sholo has come away with the win.
Yep, Sholo held on to get Blue Ridge. That's going to put a mess in those standings. I think it'll be Payson and Round Valley now playing for the championship, but I think Round Valley's already beat Payson. So I think that may have just clinched it for Round Valley tonight.
The Cougars were ranked where?
9th.
And Blue Ridge 10th?
Yeah, right in that ballpark. I think they were right next to each other. So
it dumped underneath. It's going to be caught and had for a 1st down. Looks like Connor Reed was on the stop. He's still got a lot of first unit Lobos out there. 2:20 to go. As I think that might be just the 3rd first down that Eastmark has picked up in the second half.
Yeah, defensively, Snowflake's played really well here in the second half.
Silver with a short drop, pocket holds, get this to Cano, looking for some blockers as he starts moving back to the interior, but tackled from behind. This is Willis. Willis had the huge stop with the deflection on the 4th down play that set up Brenner Green's big run, and he is now also had the interception right after Smith's deflection. Big second half there for Willis. 2nd and short. Silver looking downfield, and now he's going to tuck it. Now a holding flag comes out. Let's see if that is negated by a 15-yard Snowflake flag, though, as they've been quick to throw those.
Yeah, we'll see here how.
That was me being salty. There was not any indication that there was going to be a flag. I probably should have left that one in the holster.
A holding penalty. First one of the night.
Minute 24 to go. What was surprising to me about these rankings was Marcos at 5. Has Marcos and Eastmark played? I don't believe they have.
No, it's not conference.
Oh, it isn't?
Yeah, no.
Oh, right. That's right. They shook things up.
Yeah,
this Eastmark team is better than Marcos.
Yeah, and I don't see Marcos losing
no.
the rest of the year. I mean, they're playing Greenway and Tempe. I think they beat Glendale tonight. It's 40-0, so.
Silver in the pocket gets hit as he's throwing. That was probably an illegal forward pass, and he probably wishes he had hung on to that one. Is there asking for another flag to be thrown on Snowflake?
That was a really good football play, though. I mean, it was a tackle. It was right at the release of the football. He squared him up. I mean, it was textbook tackle.
Oh, man, you had Silver a little slow getting up and then asking the referees to please get these big bad Lobos to back off. Jackson Bethel.
Yeah, I've talked to you earlier, every time we play Eastmark, they're crybabies. No love lost here.
And I have to remind everybody that Snowflake is in the 3A conference in every other sport.
Yeah, that's right.
Minute and 6 seconds to go. They're again going to throw a Silver, who's going to use some blocking to move the pocket to the near side. Whip this one and looking for the signal. There is no signal. Is this a completed pass? There's been no signal. I just need somebody to tell me what to say. It looks like they're moving this one back to the previous line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he must not have held on to it because there wasn't a whole lot of protest by anybody.
The officials are calling timeout.
So Coco did come back, and he's still down over here on the sideline. Coco did come back and beat Lee Williams. And
Bradshaw,
Bradshaw Mountain beat Buckeye, and Arcadia did beat Poston Butte, but it was only 35-12.
What is going on there?
I say only 35-12.
Well, yeah.
It could have been 35-0, and they got 2 late scores or something. But certainly was expecting a different score after they dropped 60 on Mesquite last week.
The Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury report is ongoing. We can't see who's down.
It's the wideout who was over here on the
edge. I just didn't know who caught it.
Yeah.
But he's up. And, of course, I would be remiss if I didn't use this platform to congratulate the Los Angeles Dodgers for, again, advancing to the World Series. Everybody's favorite, America's team.
Even if the jabroni Otani,
hey,
somebody referred to him as.
I'm just glad he ran out of items to sell.
Well, I'll tell you what. Godzilla was something else today, wasn't he? Oh, my gosh. 3 homers, 10 strikeouts.
Has he?
Like he's playing high school
baseball. Has he done enough to take that moniker away from Matsui?
Yeah. That's right.
Here's a 4th down play. They're trying to set up a screen. Flags come out. This is going to be enough for a 1st down, but let's see what these flags are.
They got kids 38 yards downfield. I guess if the ball's thrown behind the line, you can. But where that ball came out, that's something either formationally or there was a quick hold or alignment downfield.
It would be interesting if it was formation because they had 2 players covering the tight end, which has been going on all game. But
yeah, we'll see here. Looks like one of them wasn't convinced, but.
Oh, okay. A personal foul.
Yeah, that's just one to make the scorebook look pretty. I didn't see anything. I wonder if someone's hands got up into someone's face or something like that. Because it came out early.
That's from the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and it came out early in the play. Yeah. Like it came out before the pass was thrown. So, the flag hit the receiver in the foot.
Did he run by the official and insult his mother's honor?
Maybe. Well, that wouldn't surprise me with these guys, but.
But why would that not come after the play, though, is my question.
Yeah.
In any event, it's 4th and 25. Oh, they're going with the Statue of Liberty action, try to get the Lobos with their own game. They got a convoy in front, gain all 15 yards back, but Lobos will take over with 25 seconds after the turnover on downs.
Well, one snap and 8-0 Mesquite next week, and Arcadia.
The surprising Mesquite Wildcats.
Yeah. And certainly I think at the beginning of the year, just with the changes in the offense, defensive line, change at running back with Brenner coming in, some things like that, I don't know if anyone thought we'd be sitting here at 8-0 going into those last 2 games.
I'm going
number 1 ranking,
to go ahead and admit to a conversation I had with Principal Shane Brimhall over the summer.
Just don't say that Shane didn't think we'd be here.
Oh no, because he put me in my place. I said, man, you're looking at the schedule, and it seems like you got seven wins and a likely playoff berth, and he was like, that's not good enough. He said, correct your expectations, amigo.
Well,
and he apparently knew it was dialed in.
I guess that's good to know coming into basketball season.
Yes, get your expectations
I better
right.
get my expectations higher. We got to get more than 30 wins this year like we did last year, I guess.
26-6. Snowflake trailing at halftime is able to run off 26 unanswered in the second half.
They give us the fireworks too. Good for us.
We'll hopefully have Coach Reddick on after this. We'll give him as much time as needed, as it is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
You have a vision, a brand to build, a message to share. You need signs that turn heads, apparel that makes a statement, banners that grab attention, and business cards to leave a lasting impression. Your success starts with the right tools. That's where we come in. Allegra Sholo brings your ideas to life with custom designs and top quality products, helping you stand out and grow your brand. Let's make something amazing together. Call Allegra Sholo today.
For years, he's battled the toughest opponent of his life.
He's down!
But today, with Dr. Arnaud and Comfort Fit Dentures, the fight changes. With Comfort Fit Dentures and Sholo, you can taste the victory. With free exams and x-rays, an in-house lab, and payment plans starting at just $110 a month, Comfort Fit makes it easy to claim victory. Call today for your free exam and x-rays.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
26-6, Snowflake plays its last road game. Gets the win, trailing 6-0 at halftime. We're going to have Coach Reddick, Brenner Green, Coulter Willis joining us in a brief moment, but we're going to talk to Reddick about adjustments. What adjustments did you recognize?
You know, I don't know anything specific if they just went back to basics and just blocked it a little better and ran it a little harder. It felt like they got back to Snowflake football.
One of them definitely was going to LaDuke.
Yeah.
He was carrying the ball an awful lot more in the second half. Well, I guess here's the question, and again, speaking as somebody who's never played the game, how did that open things up for Green? Because Green at halftime had a pretty good day, but a lot of that was, I think at the time he had 72 yards or 65 yards, but 42 of them coming on one carry. But as soon as they started leading with LaDuke, it seemed like that gave the defense just enough to think about to open holes up for Green.
Yeah, and I don't know if it just kind of made them each kind of hold their position a little bit longer, or if it's just as simple as just taking a beating play after play. They're both very physical runners, and it's just hard to tackle every single play when you got some that they just run that hard and they're that physical.
So oftentimes you have two backs that counter each other, call them Thunder and Lightning. You just call these guys Thunder and Thunderer.
Thunder. Yeah. Well, and they're both 200-plus pounds, and neither one of them are looking to run out of bounds. I mean, they get. I think when they get out on the edge and they see a cornerback, their eyes widen, and they're looking to lay the wood to somebody.
So, again, we're going to have Brenner Green and Coulter Willis are going to join us, but we got to give a huge shout-out as we start our superlatives with the Deemer's glass-shattering hit of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass. Call 1-888-GLASSMAN. Hayden Nichols.
Yeah, that fourth down play, 4th and 4 here just on the Eastmark 45-yard line.
Which let's set the stage.
Game.
The offense had just struggled coming out of the locker room after struggling for the first half. Had to actually was a turnover.
Right.
That wound up giving Eastmark the football after a penalty moved them back to midfield-ish. And they were a first down away from really making things tight on the Snowflake sideline.
That's right.
But, man, there's Hayden Nichols coming at you.
Yeah, they ran that kind of short cross, and the ball was thrown just a little behind the receiver, and that allowed Nichols to get there, and he came he everything he could to stop that first down, knocked that ball free, and that kind of changed the momentum of the football game after that.
Yes, and that's really when then the Lobos were able to settle into that running game that was going to start taking things over. We'll transition into that here in just a moment. One more shout-out to Deemer's glass-shattering hit of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Hands down, the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass, 1-888-GLASSMAN. The Horn Auto Center drive of the game, the only scoring drive in the first half was a shout-out to Eastmark, but then that allowed for the ensuing possession. And we were questioning why Eastmark would want to give the Lobos potentially an assist as they gave them a short field, and they're able to capitalize with LaDuke and Green running it in. It's a 47-yard drive, I believe, after all was said and done.
Yeah, and it was just a lot of interior runs, which set up that outside option, and Green was able to get in untouched on that option play.
As we're joined by Coach Reddick, as that was the Horn Auto Center drive of the game, Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC store that saves you more. Coach, we were just talking about first the defensive play that Hayden Nichols had made on the first offensive possession for Eastmark on 4th and 4. He comes in with the decleating breakup of the pass that then sets up the offense to go on the game-tying drive. First question about Nichols, as we talk about him so often during the ball game, he's always near the football, always making so many stops, but this time really coming up with the big stops when your defense really needed a little bit of a lift. What does it tell you about that young man?
Hayden Nichols is one of the best football players that I've ever coached. He's 165 pounds, playing middle linebacker, and you just see him time in and time out. When we need somebody to step up and make a play, Hayden's always there. I can honestly say that game flipped 180 because of Hayden and Hayden's intensity in the game. I mean, you saw at that point that was the spark we needed. From then on, it was Lobo football. But I can't say enough good about Hayden Nichols. The kid's phenomenal, and he's a great kid. That's what makes it even better.
Well, you say the game flipped 180 on that play. What was the sidelines response, and how did that then charge up the offense?
I think more than anything, it was we're looking for somebody, right? Somebody to give us a spark. And there were certain instances in the first half where I felt like we would do something right, and then we would shoot ourselves in the foot. And we told them at halftime, we said, it's easy to be a leader when things are going good, right? We need the guys to step up when things are going bad. And Hayden's a lunch pail guy, and he took it to heart, and he came out and he made plays.
Now, you were looking for somebody to lead on both sides of the football. You got the ball after you won the toss to start the second half. Started going in a positive direction, but then a bad snap. Let's first ask that question. Was there some sort of circumstance that was leading to a little bit of a difficulty on the exchange between the center and quarterback?
You know, this is the second week in a row where we've anticipated somebody coming out in something and they do something different. So I to the point where it's almost let's just wait till we get here and see what they come out in, and then we'll devise a plan. But Cannon had a nose guard on him for part of the night, and it's something we haven't seen in a while. So obviously that throws a wrinkle into things. Obviously you saw we tried to go a little bit up tempo. We felt like that played into our favor, and I think that contributed to a couple bad snaps. But I mean, he's got a tough job. I mean, we ask a lot of the center, and that's the first time in 8 weeks that we've had an issue with that. So I don't think it's something that's going to happen out of regularity. I think Cannon will fix it, and we'll keep moving. But other than the bad snaps, he played a great game.
And then you talk about going tempo. How difficult was that decision, especially how well Eastmark was playing defensively? Were you worried about putting your defense in a bad situation?
You know, the way that Eastmark runs their defense, they're a 4-2-5 team, and they play a lot of cover 3 or 3 deep safety. You saw that. They do a really good job of taking away the pass. Usually you can try to scheme something that slices through the middle or whatnot, but we knew coming in here we're going to have to run the football. So we felt like for us to be successful, we needed to run the football, and we felt like up-tempo played into that, and I think as the game progressed, they wore down. I mean, you could see where they got beat up a little bit, and the up-tempo definitely helped with that.
Well, you really lean on Green and LaDuke both to run the football in the second half. When you have those sorts of bruising ball carriers, especially one of them coming at the quarterback position, and you're going tempo, how difficult is that for the defense?
Well, and you nailed it. I felt like that was our game plan coming in, was that we wanted to try to establish the run. Last week we struggled in those instances to give the guys up front some momentum and some encouragement moving forward, and the guys up front did a really, really good job. But we noticed in the first half that Brenner and Coulter and Jacob are trying to extend plays out on the edge, and we're like, hey, Lobo football, go get 6 yards, right? Like, we'll take our 6 yards, and the body punches turn into the knockout punches, and I felt like that's what we've been missing the last couple of weeks, and you saw, right? Like Brenner Green, that last touch that he had where he went 70, 80 yards, that's probably one of the best high school runs I've ever seen, right?
Well, it was like out of the movies.
Absolutely, but I attribute that to body shot after body shot after body shot, and then they're tired, they're beat up, and that kid gets stronger as the game progresses.
Oh, so Green is coming to talk to us.
Yeah, you're going to get Coulter and Green.
So I got one final question for you before we
Absolutely.
get to Coulter. How is this getting you ready for state? You got 2 tough matchups that you had, but you're able to win both of them comfortably going away. How do you feel like this is getting your team ready for the real season?
And I'll say this. We play Mesquite next Friday and Snowflake for homecoming. That's the only thing I'm worried about right now. We've got Mesquite's a good football team. Mesquite beat Eastmark. So we've got a good Mesquite team coming up to Snowflake, and we got to take care of that. And I'm trying to get these guys to live. It's 1 week at a time, and we're gonna get better, and we're gonna be ready to play next Friday.
Let's get Coulter Willis and Brenner Green
Thank you, guys.
on
Appreciate
here.
it.
Thank you, Coach.
Doing them both.
Yeah, let's get them both on here. Oh wait, he might have to come over here. As we're going to get both Coulter Willis and Brenner Green coming on after the Lobos win 26-6, and all right. Brenner Green, let's start with you. Walk us through what I had as a 63-yard touchdown run, where it seemed as if I had broadcast to all of the fans that were sitting near me that you should have been tackled a half dozen times, but you refused first to go down and then to go out of bounds. What did you see as the play developed, and walk us through your walk to the end zone? You just hit the button and go, I guess.
Yeah, I don't really remember. I just see something open up and hit it as hard as I can.
How tough was it to stay in bounds?
As far as I can go.
How tough was it to stay in bounds when you're going on that run?
It was really hard. I felt like I barely stayed in.
How cognizant were you of the sideline as you were making the run?
Not very much. Until I saw that guy right by the side of me, I didn't even know where it was.
Or do you have any sense of how surprised anybody is by your speed, especially when you're coming down here to play these Valley teams?
I don't know.
You're too busy running right by them?
Yeah. I know.
What was the message at halftime, and how did you execute it?
It's just we got to lock in. We were being kind of lackadaisical, and we weren't really playing to our best. So my thoughts were I was just going to come out and try the best I can, see what happens.
Coulter Willis, you had what might have been the play of the game prior to that run. You set up the run, 4th down passing play. You were able to get in there and knock it away. What did you see as that play was developing?
I just seen their quarterback looking for number 10 and 1, and I just saw him on the slant, and I just kind of instincts kicked in, and I just kind of batted it down.
Was there any question about whether you wanted to try to intercept?
I wanted to. I was going to try and intercept it, but I don't know. It would have maybe lost yards, so I just decided to bat it down.
Oh, heads-up play. Look at that. And then you had 2 excellent receptions, one of which was influenced by a block in the back.
Yeah.
But you start on the far side of the field, run laterally for about 50 yards before you try to execute further upfield. What were you seeing as that play was developing? What led you to the impression that you were able to get more yards if you came all the way to the near side?
I don't know. I just don't like getting tackled, so I just try to run around people.
And then take us through the slant with the big gain on that one.
It was just they were saying we needed a big play, and they called a play for me, and I knew I had to catch it and get some yards, so that's just what I tried to do.
I'm going to ask you the same question. I had this question or conversation with Christian Smith during the last weekend, off the air, of course, but I'm always impressed by how easily, or that extra gear that you guys are able to find, especially you 3 playmakers and Gian Jones. I want to forget him, but such fast players coming out of this mountain community so far from the population, and it just feels like everybody who lives down here in the population center would be like, this is impossible. How are these guys continuing to run by me? You don't get any of that impression that anybody is taken aback by your speed?
I don't know. I feel like we all do track, so.
They know you?
Yeah. We all do track, so I don't know.
Are you running against Eastmark and Marcos and teams like that, though, when you're doing track?
Yeah, they're there.
Okay. All right. So you're saying I don't know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm happy to admit that. Coulter Willis, Brenner Green, we're going to keep you here for one more thing. The Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint. Get your windshield replaced by the expert Willis. Who is the player of the game?
I think it's got to go to Brenner. I mean, a huge run. He's had big runs all season. He's just, I don't know, he's just a bruiser, I feel like.
I was hoping you were going to say that. It's got to be Green. Your team needed to especially control the football out of the second half. You and LaDuke were able to do it, but especially Brenner Green and that touchdown run. Look for it on Facebook. We're going to put that up there. It was awesome. Straight from the movies.
Couldn't have done it without my boys. The line, they really helped there, and especially Mason. I love that guy. I love running behind him. I know he's got my back, and he'll always run someone over. As I was running across the sideline, I saw him running with me, and I was just like, get those guys. I know he got my back.
That's another guy. It's just as long and tall and big as he is, you don't expect him to be able to get out there and lead block that far upfield. So much speed here with the Lobos.
He's great. I love having him on my team.
Awesome. Hey, thank you both for coming over here and talking with us. Congratulations, 8-0. Homecoming. Are one of you going to be king?
I don't know.
We'll wait and see next week. All right, thanks so much. Thanks for coming up here as we'll get Coach Brogan back on to wrap things up and continue or finish up our conversation. 26-6, the Lobos get the big win. And Mike Brogan.
Yes, sir. Good bunch of boys there, ain't it?
Oh, yeah. How did the Lobos now get ready for the final 2 at home?
Well, it's nice not to have to come back down to the valley. It seems like they've struggled a little bit early in those road games, and so getting back home, you'll get back into your routines and all of that good stuff. So I think that's pretty good. I think Coach Reddick hit it on the head, though. If I, as a coach, my biggest concern would be overlooking Mesquite with Arcadia sitting there 8-0 as well, 1-2 game. A lot of kids have a tendency to want to look ahead to that football game, but Mesquite will be a quality opponent, another conference team, and they got to just keep their eye on the ball and make that play. But
you see a replay where I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the better man. 26-6, they get the win, and I think that one final comment might be again as the Lobos. Coach Reddick can say all the coach stuff, but we can go ahead and look into the future and having to struggle as much as they did against 2 good teams. Combs, great defense, getting a win 2-0. When do you ever talk about that? And this
Right.
Eastmark defense wasn't that much below that caliber. Of course, the Lobos having to do this on the road this time makes a little bit of a difference. But you're going to, you would think after these two outcomes, have all of those boys full attention going into this one where you say don't overlook Mesquite before you get ready for Acadia. So I would imagine that he's going to have a very captive audience going into this.
Yeah, I would think so. And you got a chance to finish a season undefeated, things like that. The Eastmark is, I'm sorry, not Eastmark, but Mesquite. You got to win those type of games. You can't look past those if you want to accomplish the truly great things. But what I take away from this again, though, is 3 of the 4 road games that we've been on now, take Mesquite out of the picture, is they've had to struggle early in the game, but they have enough character and discipline. They come back late in those games and play really well when it matters the most. So those teams usually tend to do really well and go really far in the postseason.
Last call here at Eastmark High, 26-6. The Lobos get the lead or win as we thank you for starting your weekend with us. Thank you, Corbin Dodge, Jeff, Robin on the cameras, Mel West putting it together for Guy Chilelli and Mike Brogan. I'm Derek Palmer, and we'll be back with you at Snowflake for Mesquite next week. Until then, be happy and safe.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport, and Comfort Fit Dentures. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communications station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.